Oh no. Smell us. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I can fix this. Now they can hear me. There we go. I plugged my microphone into a different USB port, so of course OBS can't track it. Hey there,
Different
party
device now.
people. What's that?
No.
Hey there, party people. Welcome to the show. We're here to play some Forbidden Lands. We're the Defenders of Kobold. And yeah, this is our first full session. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last time we did character creation. We did traveling to the village of the Hollows. And we're going to be starting up as you all approach the village. But let's go through and do introductions. Tell us who you are, plug your pluggables, and then tell us about your character. And then we'll get into it. So we're going to go just in the path of the template. So we'll start with Friendon.
Hi, I am Ray Friendon. I draw things for tabletop. I'm a defender of Kobold. You can catch me so many places, and the easiest way to track that is probably just to follow Defenders here or to go to our Discord. And that is all I would have to plug. I like to play things with these folks.
Character.
My character, I always do this.
My
Character is Amar Azan. He's a peddler. He's pretty good at range things. He's pretty good at manipulating things, and not much else. So we'll kind of see how it goes.
There you go. Jeff.
Hey, I'm Jeff from Adventures in Lollygagging. Play games on the internet, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. We also have a Vesson game on this channel, the Free League channel, on Monday nights, every other Monday, I should say. So this coming Monday. I am playing the dwarf Waits, who is a dwarven. He's a dwarven minstrel. He's he plays songs. He's decent at healing and performance. And surprisingly, he's not too bad at combat. Apparently, he was once a lover, not a fighter, and that apparently has just gained him some negative favor with so few folks in the world.
Yeah.
But that's Waits.
Yeah. There you go. Jake.
I am Jake with the Defenders of Kobold. There you go. I'll be playing a goblin named Osborne who rides a hog and carries a spear.
There you go. Down to the bottom row. Dan.
Dan with the Defenders. I'm playing Steely Dan, who isn't actually all that great at stealth, but has lots of wits and lore for some reason. So we'll see if that comes into play somewhere. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Next up is Melissa.
I am Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. I am playing Balari, the halfling druid, who has spent a whole lot of her 64 years on the earth in solitude, really good at survival and not so good with people stuff, but is happy to be part of the group.
Okay. And last but not least is Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I am a Defender of Kobold. You can find me playing tabletop RPG games with pretty much everybody in here, and then some. And today I'm playing Urza, who is an older orc. And Urza spent a long time being alone across the Forbidden Lands to join the army. I believe in the middle of, like, if I'm remembering this correctly, Melissa, like in the middle of a battle, you were sort of caught in the center of that, and then Osborne and I both ended up like in your hermit hole, you
invaded my home.
Yes, and then we helped you escape from the middle of this battle, and then we found this caravan that we have then come into traveling with.
Exactly.
Very cool. All right, real quick, Dan, can I get your character name again?
Steely Dan.
That's
Just
right.
put Steely in front of my name. No.
We got
Steely and me.
I just realized, last session, we didn't have characters yet, so I didn't have character names. This session we do.
Nice.
So I'm gonna plug that in
Dan
real
as
quick.
Steely himself.
Steely and Me is the weirdest Mac and Me sequel, though. It's just so out there.
Melissa,
Oh my god.
what was your character's name again?
Ballari, Ballari.
Oh, it's Steely with an A though. Like he steals things.
You
Yeah.
said Ballari.
Yes.
All right, cool. And
When you get a
then
chance.
I got it.
Okay.
And then Jen.
Urza,
How you spell that?
Urza. Kind of like Ursa, because at some point in the future, she gonna be riding a bear and fighting, but with
Yeah.
a Z because she's an orc.
Of course.
That just checks out. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
I mean-
logic.
It's science.
Science.
It's science.
It's science. Oh my god.
Cool.
Spelled with a Z.
Mhm.
Yes.
Orc science.
Zed,
2
as
plus
Matt
2
would put it.
equals
Zed.
blood.
Zed. Sorry.
Yeah, that
Sorry, Matt.
Canadian way. All right.
Sorry about that.
About that. Listen.
Sorry.
All right, so you all are approaching this village. It's got this low stone wall around it with these crude little towers here and there. You can see, there's buildings inside. It's kind of built around this large, craggy, stony hill, kind of along the, we'll call it the north reach of the wall. You can see there's some farmland, some cultivated crops along the outside of it. This way, there we go. Yeah, as you approach, there's a guard. So you're approaching kind of the southwest gate. I'm pinging it on the thing. And there's a guard over here on this little tower, this little stone. It's not really it's just a stack of stones in a circle that they can stand on top of. But a guard calls out to you. "Oh there, travelers. This is the village of Weatherstone. Nope, the Hollows. Wrong one.
Which one? I'm really confused now.
This is the village of the Hollows."
Did you get recently transferred or something?
I
Still
did,
getting
I
used to
did.
the speech.
Yeah. This is,
I get that.
still acclimating. What's your business here?
We have someone to look a contact in the dead man's hand in to we're meeting. Is there
No,
any reason we can't enter?
no, you're more than welcome to enter. I would warn you, stay out of trouble. And after dark, don't go outside unless you have to. And if you have to, make sure you stay on the paths. The paths marked in red.
Is there something we should be worrying about after dark?
No, it's the Dead's Town after dark, so.
Right. I'm sure they're very grateful to have a whole section of the day dedicated to them. Okay, the red sections. What do you mean by the
You are
red sections?
right, Brendan.
When you enter the
Very
town, you'll
helpful
see
parts.
all the paths, the main paths are marked with red outlines. If you have to go out
Okay.
after dark, stay on the paths marked in red.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, welcome to the Hollows. If you're looking for the Dead Man's Inn,
Indeed.
actually, Dead Man's Hand Inn.
Dead man's hand and Frankie.
You can find it in the center of the town. Just head straight along, go over the bridge. Where are we holding up 3?
Frankie.
It's
Four-finger
Frankie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Frankie says relax at the end.
Yeah. I don't even remember why. What is your goal with Frankie?
Frankie was our contact from the undead people, the undead circus people, or whatever they
Yeah.
performers. They said that we could go speak to Frankie, and have a good time. I don't know, maybe
Okay.
something. I'm not sure.
That's fair.
what I wrote in my notes.
So yeah, Frankie is the owner of the Dead Man's Hand Inn. It's actually, let me find her name. Her name is Frankie Ulm. So yeah, he waves you in. He's like, enjoy your stay. If you're looking for a place to stay, Dead Man's Hand Inn is the place to do it. But if you want some good beer, I'd recommend that you swing by the Three Skulls Tavern and something, or Tavern and Mill, or Brewery and Mill. Three Skulls Tavern, Brewery and Mill. They got a long ass name. I'm still new here.
well, thank you for that advice. That sounds like just the kind of place for us.
Jeff, what is you're a dwarf, right?
I'm a dwarf, yeah.
He does pause. You like, you probably shouldn't go there though.
And I'll pull out my crappy old guitar, but I sing such a lovely tune.
Listen. I don't doubt it one bit. But Yam, the owner of it, he doesn't take kindly to dwarves, or other short-statured.
So not me either. Halfling.
Halfling, you probably not so much you. Humans and elves are great.
Do you have
Asshole.
a place where we can buy a trench coat?
And they can stand on top of each other.
If you want a trench coat, you might go check out the gamekeeper Vike.
Okay.
If he doesn't have one, he could probably. He's got the tools to make one for you.
We are totally doing this.
Is there some place a circus performer could buy stilts?
Stilts. I'm not familiar with what stilts are.
They're like boards with smaller boards that you put your feet on that then let you stand tall. Do you see where I'm getting here? I'm getting
Can't
to a
picture
place.
that at all.
They're like crutches you stand on.
Maybe you could check the smithy.
Crutch.
Ness, she can make just about anything, so you might maybe go talk to Ness.
I say we try the trench coat first, and if that doesn't work,
Oh, I get what you guys are doing. This
Yeah.
is great. This is great. Took me a minute, but I'm there now.
We need to go do that. We need to go get a long coat and long pants anyway, because
All to get our short people into the bar.
we're gonna build
Yeah.
stilts.
yep.
Oh.
This is absolutely fantastic. Great job.
We're just got to make sure we stand at the bar instead of sit down anywhere, or else it might not work out so well.
Stilts with hinges. New invention.
Do you have any other questions for this guard?
So what do you think of the other town that you were posted at?
Listen, that was a definite GM slip of the tongue there, so don't think too hard about it.
Okay. Who's like the gossip of the town?
Oh, hey, I mean,
Who's got loose lips?
if you're wanting some,
Autistic shapes.
yeah, if you're wanting to hear the gossip of the town, I would recommend Dead Man's Hand Inn. Usually in the evenings, most people congregate there. The people that don't go to Three Skulls will congregate there. They talk about the talk of the town, the goings on for the day.
People at Three Skulls, probably.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Olm, Frankie, she's always got information. Her husband, Bador, he'll always be down to talk about things. What else? Miss Palmer, she's the village elder. She probably won't talk to you all. She's not a real big fan of outsiders. That's a lot of the drama in town between Yawim and Miss Palmer.
Okay. Thank you.
Very helpful.
See?
We gonna go get a trench coat?
We are going to look for trench coats.
Okay. So yeah, he waves you all in and wishes you a good day, and yeah.
Well, I would actually turn to Waits and Bellari, and I would ask if they would like to disguise themselves, or if they want to, would you like to disguise yourselves as we go into this?
I will
this
take
area.
offense at that.
Okay.
I am a very elderly dwarf. I'm not hiding who I am.
Okay.
I think the first place we were going to go would be fine with us. So
Yeah.
maybe we
Yeah.
can take
Yeah.
care of our business first and
Yeah.
see if a
Okay.
disguise is necessary.
And then piss off the town.
Well, I mean, that's just guaranteed one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So where y'all headed?
The dead man's hand was the safe one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you head into town. Um, you come up the main street. You head over a little bridge that cuts across over the river that cuts through town. You kind of turn. There's a little chapel. It kind of opens up into the town center. There's a well setting in the center of town that people are going to. As you're moving through town, you definitely see the clearly marked paths with thick red paint along each side, kind of connecting all the major buildings and whatnot. You see the locals, the villagers. For the most part, they avoid you so much that they avoid eye contact. Maybe parents pull their young ones in, or tell them to come inside when they see you walking down the street. But you make it to the village center, and you clearly see the dead man's hand end marked there off the side. Let me see if there's a lore dump on there real quick. You guys can get some info on.
Was everyone basically human? Like we passed?
Yeah. There's the occasional non-human, but for the most part, it's very human.
So they were like reacting negatively to us because we're outsiders, not so much because of our racial disparity.
Right. You get the feeling like there's not one person they're glaring at in particular. Okay. It's the group of you. It's outsiders. So yeah, you see this large. Yeah, you see this large 2-story half timber building. Smoke's coming out of the 3 chimneys on the steep thatched roof. The windowed shutters are open and warm light shines out. Of course, this is given that you're showing up at night. This is during the day. Above the door is a sign and a pair of red painted lanterns next to each other. The sign lets you know that you've reached the dead man's hand inn, and the scent of grilled boar can be smelled pretty much as soon as you enter the town square. You can smell the roasted boar or grilled boar, and it just leads you right into the dead man's hand inn. When you get inside, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill inn. It's got a second story on it. There's a woman bustling around, taking food to different tables. And as she sees you, she's like, "Oh, come on in, take you a seat, and I'll get you some food here in a second."
Take a seat, for sure.
And a handful of minutes later, she comes up. She's like, "Ah, welcome to the Dead Man's Hand Inn. I'm Olm, and I'll be I'm the matron here. Y'all looking for some food? Are you looking to stay the night? What can I help you with?"
Do we name drop Frankie first, or?
Yeah.
All right, how does that go?
We ran into some friends outside. Somebody by the name of Frankie who said we should come here and should be able to help us get set up and straightened out.
Oh wait, you're saying the person you talked to outside was Frankie? Okay.
I had Frankie sent us.
Okay, Frankie sent you. I had my information wrong. This lady's name is not Frankie Olm. Her name is just Olm.
Okay.
That was my mistake. So yeah, she's like, "Oh, you saw Frankie and our friends out there?"
Yeah, we helped them get out of some trouble.
They were in a spot of bother, and we managed to help wipe that.
We had to buff out some rust.
She shushes you. That's good. And she gives a nod to the corner, and you can see a stern-looking man sitting in the corner, eating some food out of a bowl. He's got a mug of probably beer or something in front of him, minding his own business. But you can see he's definitely sporting the colors of a Rust brother.
Mm.
I thank you for helping my friends, but don't speak any more of this.
Done.
So, Frankie sent you. You helped us out. I can put you up for the night as a thank you for that.
Sure.
I can get you some food, but if you want beer, you're gonna have to pay for it.
That's fair.
I'll flourish my guitar and be like, a little song or two, get us around.
I'll tell you what. Are you any good?
Oh, am I any good?
I'm gonna walk up and say, "This man has been in my employ for a long time, and not only is he good, look at the age of this dwarf. He's had years to practice his craft. He's not good. He's fantastic. He's the best. He'll make everyone in here cry, or at least me if you don't like his performance."
You
a
won't
fine
believe
wine.
just how he plays.
Springsteen. Have you heard of him, Dylan? Garbage compared to me.
Oh my gosh.
Wood Elf Guthrie has nothing on him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what. You performed tonight during dinner. And I'll tell you what. I'll comp your meals and your drinks for the day.
Oh, madam, you have a deal. We can drink a lot, though, just so you're clear. It's like,
Well, if you play good, everyone's going to be drinking a lot, and I'm going to make a lot of money. So
I think we're all very happy now.
I think
Okay.
so.
All right.
Have
So,
you got
yeah.
any bags full of half-eaten scraps?
Listen here, little goblin friend. I'm sure I could come up with something, but wouldn't you rather eat some actual food that we've got grilled up?
Oh no, absolutely. It's just I got a boar outside, and he likes anything that's not really food.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we usually give our scraps to, I forget the lady's name. She lives right
Little
next
Timmy.
door. Not little Timmy.
Little Timmy eats from a slop bucket.
Polymer?
He's the garbage king of the Hollows.
He's a garbage pail kid.
Oh no.
No,
Unfortunate.
Grimla.
Oh no.
She owns the little ranch next door. She's got pigs, chickens, some goats. So-
Bears.
but no bears. Sadly, we don't. Bears not domesticated, really.
Not
They're
yet.
just
yet.
not trying hard enough.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, she'll get you a bucket of slop for your pig, Jake.
Excellent. I'll go outside and I'll set the bucket by Fat Bob's trough
Okay.
so he can munch on
There
some
you go.
slop.
So yeah, they get you fed up. They get you some beer. The beer is kind of watered down. It's not real good. But the grilled boar is fantastic. They've got some roasted carrots and onions to go along with it. So it's a pretty good meal. The bread is delicious. Nice crust to it, salted, just tender on the inside, just everything you'd want. So yeah, you get a pretty good meal, all comped with the promise that Waits is going to perform tonight. And
course.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, singing about warm beer and cold women. It's great.
Valari is going to try to have a conversation with her. She's always looking for like recipe information and kind of spices and kind of cooking secret stuff.
yeah,
So she's going to see if she can kind of gather any kind of secret recipe information.
sure. Go get me a manipulation test.
Oh, did you want me to roll performance, by the way? I can roll.
We'll do that
That's-
tonight.
Okay, fair enough.
Save that dice roll for knocking it out of the park tonight.
Mm-hmm.
No.
She's a tough sell, apparently.
She's not coming up, and mainly she's like, we just grill it. Ain't nothing more to that. If you're looking for some recipes, you need to go talk to Bador next door. He's Gremla's husband. He is the best baker that I have ever come across.
Hmm.
So Bador is Gremla's husband, not her husband.
Yeah, Bador is Gremla's husband. Gremla, she runs the little ranch, and Bador is the baker in town.
So do I have to take anything for that skull that I rolled?
You didn't
No.
push.
Oh, it's
Okay.
pushed.
If you want to push, you can,
No,
and then something will happen.
just making sure.
Yeah, but no, as is, you
Back
don't need to
those
worry about
willpower points.
it. Yeah. So, what are the rest of you going to do? You've got the I'll say it's early afternoon. You just finished a decent lunch.
Like to schmooze in the bar and see if there are any further employment opportunities to start unearthing after, or any rumors about the town. Anything we should know as we're spending some time here.
I'm
Absolutely.
particularly interested about rumors or knowledge of the town.
So
Yeah.
we'll cover this in a couple of steps. If you're looking for work, I won't make you roll for that. They'll say like if you're, Gremla could always use a hand. Tendon livestock. The smithy could always use, someone to swing a hammer. So if you're wanting to make a few coins for the day.
Okay.
Same for the gamekeeper. If you've got any, healing skills, you could go talk to the midwife. And I've got that pegged.
Favorite kind of wife is the midwife.
That's great.
He's great. He's great.
If you're, not afraid of a little bit of hard labor, Yawim could always use some help running the mill down south, but he doesn't take kindly to dwarves and other short folk.
I turn to Waits after he makes his joke, and I'm like, not again. Last time was a midwife crisis.
Oh my gosh.
Russ is a bit extreme, but okay.
Or
Maybe.
if you're, got nimble fingers, you can go talk to Tom, the fisherman. He always could use some help mending nets. So that's if you ask around for, work or anything of that sorts.
I think that's what I was going for, and Dan was going for more like the insight, like rumor side of things.
Right. So, yeah, if you're wanting...
Learn what I can about the village, about the area. I figure I can try and leverage my lore businesses and wits as much as possible.
Yeah, if you want to give me an insight test.
That thing that I'm not the best at. Hey, but there's the success.
There you go.
Yeah, you got a success. Now, what exactly were you asking for again, Dan?
I'm just looking for rumors about the town or the area.
Sure.
Is there
You want a little bit
anything
of gossip?
noteworthy?
Yeah, you would pick up that the Yawim and Mrs. Palmer, they're always bickering back and forth, and it's gotten so bad now that people that are in Yawim's side pretty much stay on his side of the bridge, and people that are on Mrs. Palmer's side stay on this side of the bridge. Also, you would pick up that Tom's son, the fisherman's son. His name was Bren. He went off maybe a month ago to go do some adventuring. He got that itch in him, and he never made it back. You would
say
also
which way he went. Adventuring?
no, if you're wanting that specific information, you may need to go talk to Tom.
Okay.
But what else do you find? You would get rumors that, and this is in hushed rumors, that there was a band of Russ brothers that came through a while back demanding all the dead to take and use as forced labor. So Frankie went and rounded them all up and painted them up like jesters. Was going to take them south and see if there was a better place for them to lay low for a while till they come back.
Is this a relatively new development, the Russ brothers in town?
Well, they would point out that what is it, Sturkis? Is that his name? The Russ brother that you see in the bar. He's been in town for a while. He settled down a little while ago. He's not a nice man, but he's not terrible. But he's definitely avoid him if you can, just like all Rust brothers.
Yeah. Nothing but trouble.
They're very firm. And you would know that the Rust brothers are almost think of them as like the Inquisition of this world. They show up and you convert or you die.
Yeah.
In coming into the town and like walking through, what sense do we get of how many Rust brothers currently occupy this town?
Just the one.
Just the one, you say?
Just the one.
Okay.
Probably because we killed the other 3.
Well, the other
But-
3 were a specific. They were kind of like the armed hand of the Rust brothers, so
Okay.
they wouldn't be stationed out of here.
Okay, so they would have been sent from somewhere.
Is
Yeah.
it pretty common for like small towns to just have one Rust brother kind
Yeah,
of
pretty
poking
much.
about?
And
Okay.
they would kind of point out where his little cabin is, and I've got it pinged on the map here.
Yep,
And he's just got
Okay.
a little cabin on the edge of town.
that's nice and out of the way, isn't it, folks?
Time to stage an accident.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it could be like weeds, though. Kill one and like 20 more crop up. That's the problem.
Hmm.
If we're gonna hang our hat here for a while, it might be best to not draw attention to anything we might do.
It's
When
fair.
people
Side
showed
of
up, then a
us,
Rust brother was miraculously dead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then half the damn town's so racist, it'll probably be just, it must have been that new dwarf and
What
halfling.
if
who
he had
done
a
it.
heart attack? What if he had a heart attack?
Yeah.
We wrote
Just
his
died
name
of
in our
natural
death note.
causes.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
nothing unnatural about dying from a crossbow to the head.
We'll take him hunting.
There you go. Dick Cheney it.
Yeah, give him the old Dick
Most-
Cheney treatment.
The most dangerous game.
We were looking
him
for a
the
bear,
old
and we
Dick
found
Cheney.
one.
It was a rusty bear.
Oh, that's what's going on. There we go. My green screen's doing notes
So-
on this side.
I figure I'll eventually make my way to the fisherman's place, and
Sure.
maybe I can do a little work and talk.
Sure.
I was hoping to go fisherman too. Sleight of hand and agility are kind of the things that I'd
Yeah.
probably be okay to help with. So I guess I'm going with Dan.
What about the midwife?
So, what's that?
I said I was going to help out the midwife.
You're gonna head over to the
without-
midwife.
Without Armor there.
Okay.
I'm
Take
done
any of
with
the
your
hard
midwife.
labor.
Yeah.
I can do hard labor.
Okay.
Orc works.
So, all right. I'm gonna go in the order of what I see here. Jake, what are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna hang out at the Dead Man's Hand Inn, sharpen my spearhead, and stay out of trouble.
Okay. Brendan and Dan, you guys are going to the fisherman. Anyone else going with them to the fisherman? No? Okay. Jen, you said you wanted some physical labor.
Yes, please.
You could head over to the blacksmith, or you can head over to the gamekeeper. The gamekeeper will be more, tanning and preparing hides.
I'll go to the gamekeeper. I have a rank in tanning, so I should.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works great. Jeff, you were...
I was going to help out the midwife. You said if anybody is good at healing.
Yep. That's absolutely.
I am.
Okay. And then Melissa.
I'm gonna go chat up Bador.
Oh, the baker. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's do. So Jen, if you want to go ahead and give me a roll for your tanning, you said you've got a rank in it.
I do indeed have a rank in tanning.
Who's your
I-
Urza?
I don't know how to do this. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Whoa. Why is it not?
I'm in your character sheet too. I'm probably messing everything.
No, it's
up.
okay. So crafting roll. Right now, with a successful crafting roll, I can turn up to D6 units of pelt into leather.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that crafting roll.
Okay. What is my crafting roll? Oh my gosh, it's 0. Well,
It's
crap.
0. It ties to your strength, which is a 4.
5.
Or
I've got
5.
5. Yeah.
So if you just click on
Oh, nice.
crafting.
No.
Okay. So you go and you
Humble about.
don't really help him out so much. He's not mad about the company. And I'll tell you what. He'll give you 3 copper.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So the next up, doing some work is going to be, it's going to be weights. You head to the midwife. She does, pretty much all of the medical work here in town. So first off, why don't you go ahead, give me that healing test just to see how you do for the day. You do get a success. I would like you to go ahead and give me an insight test as well.
Oh boy. All right.
Ooh, what are we inciting?
Okay. Nothing so much on the insight.
I'll push it.
Yeah,
I'll push.
all right.
Let's see. Why not? Nope. Still
nothing. All right, but nothing bad happens from it. So yeah, you do a pretty good job. She's going to give you like 6 copper.
Okay.
For a handful of hours work. She's kind of an odd woman. You definitely get the feeling it's more of wives' tale kind of healing. Not necessarily based in standard education, but almost borderline, superstition, witchcraft kind of thing.
Sure.
But she does a good job. She, you see a couple of people. Maybe there's some stitches that need to get set. There's, maybe someone's pregnant and they come in and she checks them out, make sure the baby's healthy and everything.
A slap on the back. Get on out of there.
Not that intense. But yeah, you make some coins. Nothing overly exciting. Let's see, who else? Melissa, you're looking for secrets from the baker, or are you just looking to do some work? So if you're looking for
both.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go in and I'll kind of lend my hand, and I'll definitely want to make sure that he knows that I'm not just kind of a newbie at this, that I kind of know some stuff too, and then see what I can get from him.
So it should be crafting for
show him your moves.
Your baking skills.
All right.
Oh, actually, no. I'll let you do survival or crafting. Your choice.
I'll definitely try survival.
Yeah. That's right. 2 successes. Yeah. You actually do a really good job. He's quite impressed with your baking skills. You maybe even teach him a few new ways to, work the dough into loaves to give him kind of decorative flourishes along the top. He'll actually, you did good enough. He'll actually give you a silver for the day's work.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, fancy.
And then you can ask him for his recipes, which we're going to call a manipulation again. But I'm going to go ahead and give you, we're going to go a +2 bonus on that. You've impressed him.
Let me add that modifier in.
Ah, man.
Now
he push it for secrets.
I am going to pull on my pride.
Sure.
For this, so I'm gonna roll a d12.
Yeah.
What's that
It's
mean?
my once per session.
Do you want to let the others know what your pride is?
So I have spent a shit ton of time alone, surviving, trying to make things work, and so my pride is that I know how to make any kind of combination of foodstuffs taste good, because I've spent a whole lot of time making dinners out of like nothing. So that's my pride. Cool. So once per session, I can try a d12 and see if I can.
Yep. Anything over 6 or higher on this d12 is going to get you a success.
Let's see. 11.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So he's a little resistant at first, but eventually he comes off with some recipes. He gives you a few little secrets here and there. But you did a good enough job. He actually gives you a small jar with a bit of like a sourdough starter in it. So
Nice.
Go ahead and give yourself a d6 of a sourdough starter.
Thank you, sir. It's been a long time since I came across someone that could teach me a thing or two, and it's been a good day. Thank you.
There you go. All right. So now for those of you who went down to the fisherman, let's do the working bit first. I keep clicking on the wrong spot. Why don't we go ahead? We can call it sleight of hand. I mean, it's just very fine, dexterous skill. Or if you want, I'll let you do tradecraft. Friendin, that was a lot of fail.
Yeah.
Crafting, you mean, or
I'm sorry, crafting. Yes.
I'm gonna push that.
Yeah, go ahead and push.
it's no different for me, whichever one.
So you end up with 3 points, and now you pushed agility.
Yep.
So you're going to take some points of damage in agility, and it's going to be 3 points of damage.
Okay.
You get 2 willpower from it. I'm sorry,
Okay.
3 willpower from it.
Yeah.
And you succeed. Dan, you just knock it out of the park right from the get-go. Friendin, you cut up and you mangle your fingers a little bit while you're working on it, but you do a good enough job. I'll tell you what, Dan, he's going to give you 5 copper. Friendin, he was going to give you a silver, but you did bleed all over his nets.
That's fair.
So you get 5 copper as well.
I'd like to try to manipulate him into thinking that blood on the nets will actually attract more fish.
Give him manipulation.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, he'll kick it up to a silver then.
I'm the peddler, man. This is the one place I can do stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Patch your wounds
so
up later.
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
fine.
all wanting to ask about his boy,
Yeah.
I would call that another manipulation.
Oh man. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, you've done good work for him for the day. He's kind of warmed up to you a little bit. I'll let you go ahead and take a 1 bonus.
All right. This is
Come
what I
on,
was here
Dan.
for. So.
Oh, Dan.
Ooh, no
Friendin got a
successes.
manipulation. He did good though. Yeah, his boy left like a month ago, and he hasn't been back. He's hoping he's okay. He was heading down. There's a an old castle kind of southwest of here a little ways. And if you all want to kick over to the world map real quick, I'll point out where it's hidden at.
Okay.
It's actually this place called Weatherstone. So you can see my GM screw up from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, I'll just pop the legend out for all of you so you can read it. And then if I go there and I go show to players. So yeah, he would tell his boy picked up this information about this place called Weatherstone. 10 generations before their time, the cool Kring Algarod declared that Alderland had become overcrowded. He sought to expand his kingdom by leading an army across the mountains into Ravenland. Now, Ravenland is what the Forbidden Lands used to be called. He fell in battle against the demonic hordes of the sorcerer Ziogfer. As he was lost, so too was the specter Nekhaka, rumored to be the source of his power. However, the will of the king burned so fiercely that he just refused to die. For ages he stood watch in the stronghold of Weatherstone. Legend has it that Algarod will march again one day to retrieve the spire of Nekhaka and complete his conquest of Ravenland. But the curse was suddenly broken, and the undead king and his men finally went to their final rest. But there are whispers that his war chest still is hidden in Weatherstone, guarded by evil spirit and beast of the sorcerer. So yeah, he tells you this story like his... What's that?
I said interesting.
Yeah, he tells you the story about how his boy went off to go check out Weatherstone and see if he could find the war chest inside of it and come back a rich man for his family. But he never came back. And his dad would say, like, you know, I'm really hoping that he's okay. I'm hoping that maybe he just ended up down in Candlekeep, which isn't too far from there. And he pointed out Candlekeep's just a little trading outpost. It's mainly built around an inn called the Grumpy Horse, which is, you know, pretty popular in the area. It's pretty good. But yeah, mainly it's just a trading outpost built around an inn. So it's hoping that maybe he ended up there, but his target was Weatherstone. So
Does the rumor he gave about Weatherstone check with any knowledge I might have already?
let's see, what kind of test would that be? That would be a lore test.
There we go. I just figured I had to make some way to make that roll one time tonight.
There you go.
I just barely got it.
Yeah, you've heard
It-
rumors of Algarod and his holing up in some castle and refusing to die. So it tracks a little bit of the rumors that you heard of. You didn't actually know where Weatherstone was. You didn't realize you were so close to it.
All right. Well, this might be something for us to do.
Yeah, Melissa, did you have something?
No.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and we can call that kind of your day's work, unless there's someone else that wants to do something. And then you all retire to the dead man's hand for the night. And I
Wait,
believe-
Gotta get our performance.
I believe
Yeah.
Waits owns me a performance test.
Okay.
I've been waitsin' all night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was working during the day. Now I got to come work at night too. I'm
Mhm.
working 2 jobs just to put my kids through college.
Oh, no.
Part of college.
If you don't sing 9 to 5, I have lost total faith in you.
Doing nothing but Tom Waits songs.
Damn it.
That's
Oh,
3
wow.
successes.
Oh
You
my
really
I'm
are good.
crushing it. I am
You-
crushing it. Warm beer and cold women. I just don't fit in. Sorry, go ahead.
You all you pack the joint. It's busier than anything that they've had in ages. So much so that Olm, the owner of the place, she's like, listen, I was going to put you all up in the dorm upstairs, but you all killed it. You each get your own room tonight.
Oh wow, so fancy.
Also, Jeff Waits, people are just constantly bringing you drinks.
Wonderful.
And it's actually at maybe after, well into the evening hours, your performance is still going strong. Someone actually comes in with a barrel of beer from Yawem's brewery.
Oh, they brought the good stuff.
And it is some of the best beer that you have all had in a very long time. It's just crisp and delicious and just a little stronger than it should be, but it goes down real clean.
Some
So I'm
bold
guessing
flavor.
one place makes great beer and the other place makes great food, and they're at odds with each other.
Is-
You could ask more if you want about the specific
I
conflict
kinda
between
do.
the two.
Yeah.
Did someone else have something there as well?
Jen, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask, is everybody drinking from this new reserve that's been brought in, or is it just
yeah.
us?
Everyone is.
Okay.
I'm actually not. I'd like to remain shrewd as possible for any dealings that go down.
Now, you
I'll try to
haven't
be the
had
adult.
any sign of Miss Polymer, the village elder. But yeah, everyone else has hammered down this beer. Now, Dan,
While everybody's in good spirit, it's time to ask tough
yeah,
questions.
go ahead. Everyone's good and inebriated, so I want you to go ahead and give me a manipulation test.
Ooh,
Eventually, I just turn into like the piano man. I'm just laying on people.
there it is. I got my success.
There you go. So yeah, you find out that the big conflict in town is actually over the future direction of the village. Since the blood mist lifted, Yawem rolled up into town, settled in, started making delicious beer, and they've actually had a good number of travelers coming through. Now, Yawem is all about these travelers. It's like, we can make money off these. They want my beer. I can sell. We can all make money. Whereas Miss Polymer thinks it's dangerous. She wants it to go back where the community was closed and they didn't welcome travelers. She's not a fan of, strange adventurers coming through, bringing danger with them, wrecking the local economy with all their adventuring money. So yeah, and that's the big conflict is Miss Polymer wants things to go back. Oh shit, it's Dave. Hey Dave.
Oh shit.
Miss Polymer wants things to go back to how they were. whereas Yawim wants to open the town up more to be more inviting to outsiders.
That's interesting because isn't he like the racist jerk who doesn't like like shorties?
Yeah,
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 He sounds pretty blood mist guided.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sounds like a
Talking
bit of a
about that.
contradiction.
Yeah, talking about that through the night, you actually, let me find it. He's got a sign. Yawim has a sign that he hangs over the Three Skulls Tavern.
Must be this tall to enter.
No, the sign that he hangs in front of his tavern is "Welcome to Three Skulls. Dwarves and other beard gobs don't bother."
I'd be curious to know if I can find out why he's got this hatred.
If you give me a another
Probably
manipulation test, this is going to be digging for some more information. Now, I will give you a +1 on this, since you've already kind of warmed these people up to your information or to your questioning.
Another
Another
success.
pass. It's because he was exiled, and he blames the dwarves for it. Because the dirty secret that no one talks about is that Yawim is a dwarf. He shaves his beard like twice a day.
Fading.
But yeah,
Exiled from where?
he was exiled from whatever dwarven city or stronghold he came from. The reason for his exile was that his beer is an old human recipe.
I'd like to get as much information from people in the bar about where he's from, if anybody knows anything, so that way I could use it as leverage in a later conversation.
Yeah, let me...
Like, I want to know where he's from, what these dwarves are like. I want to be able to go in there and talk to him like, yeah, man, those people, they're the worst. I agree. They should have never done that to you, you know?
Yeah.
Less skill points in therapy.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually do. Performance is therapy. That's how you heal.
Okay.
That's how you heal them. Is anybody eyeing us while we're asking these questions? By the way,
not really. No,
okay.
I mean,
because I got a talent for that. So if just let me know.
The wet blanket of the room left a few hours ago, and that would have been Sturkis, the Russ brother.
Okay.
But even like the midwife, she's even come out to enjoy your performance.
We're old friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made good impressions with so many peoples. They could turn this town around.
Yeah, let me do some looking up on that. I'll get you the name of that place later, Friendon. I forgot where I've written it down.
No worries. Okay. Yeah. Well, we can hand wave it too. Like, however.
But yeah, you would be able to get the name of the place.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's definitely the big conflict in town is Miss Polymer versus Yawim, just very much based off of the fact that
it's an interesting dynamic because he's xenophobic directly and she's xenophobic broadly. Yeah. And so it's like, who do you want to pick here? I like the idea of opening the town. I don't like the idea of him being racist against his own kind.
I feel like if I had a chance to talk with my old wayward brother, I could bring him back, though.
Yeah, I think the secret is, make Yawim become accepting.
Yes.
And that provides sufficient argument to the other person.
Yep. I think between your therapy and my manipulation, we've got a shot.
So yeah, no, he was exiled specifically because he started using a human recipe and passing it off as his own. And the dwarves thought it was absolutely insulting that he would bring in human influence and culture into their town.
Good beer is good beer.
So, because
he basically just wants to be human.
Yeah, pretty much. He's now pretty much passing as human. And this kind of ties into some of the bigger issues going on in the Forbidden Lands. This land initially was ruled by the dwarves and the elves, and then pretty much humans invaded. So it's not unheard of for some dwarves and elves to look on humans as, essentially invaders. So
That's fair.
I do find it interesting his response to them being xenophobic about his likes is to in turn become xenophobic about all people of his kind. He's kind of an interesting dude, this one.
Yeah. It's a very peculiar thing. So yeah, you gather information. You guys drink your little hearts out. Anything else before you all call it for a night?
I think I was going to take a shot at maybe trying to help Amar. He took he's a little worn down from his fishing.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Just trying to remember how to do, because I know the broken healing, like how to move him up from broken. I think it's just probably just a heal test, right?
Could be. Combat and damage, recovery, because you're not broken, are you?
No.
I
just have 3 of my 5 agility points have been taken.
It's just roll a healing.
Okay. All right.
Sing me one of your beautiful songs, Waits.
And yeah, same thing if you're recovering. So
just
that
one.
would move 1, yeah. So yeah, pretty much you roll your healing, and the number of X's you get is the amount of healing you apply. So you recover 1. Now you all are getting ready to rest.
Does this apply to everyone, the healing?
No, it should just be the 1. But I mean, like if Chuck allows it, I could do. If you needed it too, I could.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake, are you in need of healing?
Yeah, I'm down to 2 out of 4 strength.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll spend some time so I spend the day helping the midwife, spend the night singing songs, and now I spent the after night healing you people. Busy day.
Yeah.
For old Waits.
Now also, no healing, but that's okay because resting for a quarter day restores your stats as long as you're not hungry or thirsty.
Yeah, and I haven't done anything all day, so
yeah,
I would
say. I'll say you're good, Jake.
Yeah,
and then once you guys crash for the night, everyone will wake up in the morning and be back up to full points on everything. All right. So anything else for the night?
I think other than telling the group what we found out about Weatherstone and Candlekeep.
Yeah. Sure thing. So yeah, you share the information, and then you all crash for the night. Maybe wake up a little hungover in the morning, but not terrible. Any signs of the beer from Yawim's have been completely purged from the Dead Man's Hand Inn. And yeah, you're at the start of a new day.
And we're feeling fine.
You're feeling fine.
So either we try to resolve internal town conflict, or we move on to our own business.
Both are perfectly viable options.
Yeah, the two really interesting ones are the Fisherman's Son, but that takes us out of town.
Yeah.
Then the Yawamoma split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to try to resolve the stuff in town first before we start heading out. It just kind of makes sense. How's everybody else feel?
Right.
Seems fine.
It would not be something that I would be participating in.
So how would we go about?
My presence will be helpful.
Oh, I'm gonna be there, so you should come along. It's fine.
Look at them. Look at them, Yawim. Yeah. Look at how nice they are.
Exposure therapy.
Just young, or just smaller versions of you. That's all. Like you.
I mean, if you can't be
resolution.
We're smaller versions of you, like you.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So what's the plan?
We could try to go right to him, but that might be bad.
Do we start with Polymer anyways? Because
be easier.
We can at least find what her bind is, maybe.
Sure.
Not to mention, if we figure out what her opposition is to him, it may help us ingratiate him to us if that's what we decide to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you all head over to the village elder's hut. Her little, I don't want to say hut. It's the largest, nicest house in town. But you head over to.
You only say hut because it's actually a renovated Pizza Hut building, and it still has the sign on it.
It does, yeah.
Just has the pizza knocked out.
Just hut.
Yeah.
So yeah, you head on over. You give a knock on her door, and a man comes and answers. Actually, he's in the town militia. He's a town guard.
Oh.
He's like, oh, good to see you. And it's the guard you would have talked to yesterday. He was working the wall. Like, oh, good to see you're all settling in. I came by last night for that performance. That was good stuff. That was
Thank you.
Now, hey, just don't mention about the beer.
What beer?
Exactly. But I'm taking your showed up. You want to talk to Mrs. Palmer?
Yeah, we're hoping to try to learn a little bit more about this disagreement going on around the town.
Oh,
see if we can maybe help out
buddy.
a little bit.
Yeah, you are not going to be on her good side today, but come on in.
What are you doing here?
I work for her. I'm a town guard.
Oh, you're just guarding her house?
Buddy.
No, I was talking to her about the guard shifts for the day.
Okay.
Because that's
I've used that excuse before too. It didn't work that well. Just
Yeah,
So
and
how
then
long
out
have
guard
you and
shifts.
Miss Polymer been talking about guard shifts?
I don't know, maybe
So
20
when's your
minutes?
shift over, Mr. Guard?
Listen,
So does Palmore or?
just get inside. I'm leaving. You all head inside. You find your way kind of the sitting room. You see a woman maybe in her 80s sitting in a rocking chair next to the fire. Ah, you must be the new travelers bringing trouble to my town.
You mean bringing song and joy? Yes.
I will give it to you. Olma was quite pleased with the business you brought in last night, but
That's our only intent. We just aim to try to enhance the town and earn some coin ourselves in the meantime.
Feel like we established a good reputation with some of the other businesses around town too.
We did some busy work at the dock, at the midwife. We've tried, and the smith. We've
Baker.
the baker, yeah,
well,
the candlestick maker.
so what brings you? And she doesn't look too pleased with you rattling off all the good that you've done for her town. She sees it almost as like a kind of, a direct insult. Like she's saying strangers are bad, but here's a bunch of strangers proving they're not.
So I'd like to go ahead. Sorry.
Not to mention, it's like,
Oh, no.
hey, we're friendly. We just came to fix all your fucked up stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
We're just like getting tape measures out and measuring for new drapes, and we're gonna take her home too.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I'm actually going to manipulate her by saying I agree with her about all these things, and so and essentially like this. Now, granted, we're exceptions to the rule. I've been in many towns where outsiders have come in and caused great harm, so I understand your point of view, and I'd like to know what do you know about this other small dwarf fellow and what his problems are with wanting to open the town up? It sounds like it could be a problem for you.
Yeah, all of my problems started when Yahweh came to town. I was against it from the get-go. Him and that no good beer he's bringing, turning the whole town into alcoholics. Yeah, all my trouble started then. I think that if, things keep going the way he wants to, we're going to have highwaymen and raiders, and we're going to have, all sorts of trouble rolling through town. And eventually it's going to get bad enough that our friend Sturkis is going to call for some backup to straighten things out, and then we're going to be in all sorts of trouble then.
So your main concern is not only people coming into town and causing problems, but the blowback from the Rust brothers then.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What if we could apply some oil to that rusty situation? How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be opposed to that. What do you have in mind?
I don't know. I don't know how dire things are yet, but I just needed to know where you stood on the Rust brothers and their presence in your town.
I don't have any problems with the Rust brothers, and if you've heard different, it's not true. But at the same time, I don't want a horde of them coming through here and putting our people to the sword if they don't agree to convert immediately.
That makes sense to me. I understand your position.
So I'll tell you what, if you're really serious about helping me out, Yawim's got a boat, big flat barge by his mill that he uses to bring his ingredients in and out. If something were to happen to that boat, he'd be out of business because he has no way to get fresh supplies in and out.
I see. I'd like to talk it over with my group and just make sure it's a task we think we can perform, regardless of anything else. I don't think we're opposed to it for you, but I think we need to talk about whether or not it's practical. I'm sure you understand as a business person.
Okay. And she just sits there staring at you, waiting for you to leave.
All right. So I'd like to talk to everybody else about what just happened a little bit and say, like, we could turn her into the Rust brother and say that she is concerned with the presence of additional Rust brothers in the town and was planning to cause mayhem by sinking the other fellow's boat. And then we do solve that problem. But maybe we should talk to Yawem and know if that's something we want to do.
Perhaps.
Good point. Yeah, we should also maybe figure out if we can get more hard evidence that implicates her, as opposed to just hearsay. But
Word of
I like
mouth,
what you're
it's
thinking.
not so much.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say Bellari is not immediately going to want to support the racist one, so hearing both sides would be helpful.
I'm equally conflicted too. I feel like there's xenophobia on a town level or on a personal level, and neither is good. So I agree with you. I'd like to learn more.
Perhaps there's a third-party candidate we can throw our support behind and just get rid of both.
Party.
That's
the solution.
Party.
Ernie Flanders. Where's Ernie
about
Flanders?
Everybody's turning into drunks, right? Well, maybe we could propose like a merger between Yawim and the people of this town who have all the money. Like, he prices his beer super high and nobody can get it except for the people who can afford it. And then every now and then the people who can afford it, they throw a hey, y'all are some good sons of bitches party. And then they spring for the beer, and then everybody has a good time for a while, and then they all go back to work.
I mean, the wealthy do usually wag the tail of the town.
Mm-hmm. And that's good because more wealthy people come in, more beer for the not normal people.
Certainly one thing we can bring up to him. I don't think anything's wrong with that idea. Shrewd for a little goblin, I must say. Osborne.
Shrewdness does come naturally.
Is Osborne green?
Something of a businessman myself.
I know. I say as you're on my shoulder.
How hairy is Osborne's son?
Quite.
Okay.
He's disappointed in his hairy son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as a hairy man, I feel that shame.
All right, so you guys, you got a plan? What's going on?
I think our next step is to try and talk to Yawim.
question is whether or not
Talk
the
to us.
non-human should go in and do that as well, or if we should keep our distance.
That is,
My plan would be to keep my distance.
yeah. I mean,
I think Waits and I would not like. I don't think you'd want that, right, Waits? And I think as long as we've been working together, like I think I'd take offense to you being out of the business dealings.
Yeah, like I don't know. He's a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. I don't know. I feel like let's just
Yeah, it either goes
That-
bad or it goes
yeah.
good, but at least it goes the way Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna go together.
I would definitely be up for being in there, even though I'm not a human.
is anyone human here? Just you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm an
Where
elf.
are you, Dan? Okay,
He's an
that's
elf.
Yeah.
And Jen, you're a...
Orc.
Oh, so we got a goblin and orc, human and elf, dwarf, and a halfling.
We got a
Like,
good spread
one
somehow.
of each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just no
Or
domes.
just
I
miss
think.
a wolfkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you all head over to the Three Skulls. Who's waiting outside?
Bellari was planning to wait outside. She's also shit at talking to people, so
Okay. So the rest of you, and you see the sign as soon as you approach, dwarves and other beard gobs, don't bother. You all step in. Who's leading first?
I'll lead first in case there's trouble, then I can poke him with my spear.
I think I'm probably standing right behind Osborne, just as the human, like just because I
Yeah.
know this guy's racist. I don't want anything bad to happen to my friends. So if Osborne wants to be first, I'd probably be lockstep behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much the
Scared.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be up there.
So as soon as you step through, you're greeted with a bellowing "Out!" And you all, I would presume, just keep moving in.
Yep.
Who said out? Was it a guard?
You
Was it
see behind the bar, and the floor behind the bar must be raised a little bit because he's standing, maybe 5.5, 6 feet up for eye level. You see very obviously a shaved dwarf pointing to the door, beat red in the face, and as soon as Waits come in, "No, you get out of here, you no good son of a bitch. You heard me, dwarf."
I'm gonna reply. I've met his mother, and you're not wrong, but we are here on business.
She's a bit of a battle axe, that's for sure. Yes.
I've got no damn business with you dwarves or beard gobs. Get on out. This is your last warning.
Can we just sit wherever we want, or
I'm warning you. You better get to going.
Now we've talked with Palmer already today, and we're hoping to talk to you.
We may have information that's valuable to you.
Someone, or you can do it. We can do a team manipulation test.
Yeah.
Pick the person who's rolling the test, and everyone else who's helping gives that person a +1 bonus, a maximum of +3 for the bonuses. So
Yeah, Amazon should be the one who rolls that for sure. But
I don't have a rank in it, so I can't.
Either. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Got
do.
3.
I have a rank in it, so I'll help.
So
Okay.
yeah, Friendin, roll manipulation and add a +1 bonus.
Okay. All right, and that would just go in the modifier slot in the dialogue, right?
Yep.
Just put a 1.
Oof.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
There we go.
go.
So that is going to be, what is that? Is that empathy?
Yeah,
So you're going to take a point of empathy damage.
that's
there.
fine. Yeah,
Sing to your later, sweetheart.
that's
Yep.
right.
But he definitely you give him pause. Like, what exactly did you sell this as to him?
I told him we had information that may be valuable to him.
You said it's about that no good Palmer, that old
Yeah,
bailiff, locking this place down like a prison.
mm-hmm. It is about her, but
Yeah,
more
well,
you'd
she's-
have to let us stay. And sorry, Dan.
Oh no, go ahead. It's fine.
All right, let's go talk in the back room. I don't want any of my regulars thinking that we're allowing seedy types in here.
Are there any people here, like customers?
There's a
here?
couple. There's a couple people in here. Look,
How are they reacting? Are they also looking up with like racial hatred, or is
No.
it just like they're just here for beer? Because
They're just
They're just here for the beer.
So he's
Yeah.
just the outlier.
Alright,
He's just
yeah.
a weirdo.
he's the outlier, but he provides a lot of money to the town, and he provides the beer to the town. So he's got far more
Sway.
weight to his words than what he should have.
They just watch people being bullied and do nothing about it. Got it. Check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They just watch
But-
people being bullied and don't do shit.
I'd like to whisper to the party a bit and say, as he's leading us back, if this is remotely possible, like maybe we agree to help Palmore if she agrees to a limited opening of the town. Maybe that's the compromise. I don't like this fellow.
I don't like him either, but
Just
Yeah, what
are you
figure
gonna
out
do?
the conversation, and we'll
Figure from
out.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he takes you into the back room. All right. What do you want?
I got one.
Are there chairs? Sorry, Dan. I wanted to be a prick. Are there chairs here?
There's some chairs stacked up in a corner or something like that. Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm getting a chair and sitting right in front of him. I'm not hiding myself whatsoever.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, you go, you grab a chair, you set it down right in front of him. He,
Continue.
continues his evolution into a tomato, just with as red as he's turning.
Yeah. I wanted to ask him if he could repeat the last thing he said before he took us back here again. That not associating with those outside bricks.
Wait, what?
CD types.
No, yeah,
The
he
CD
doesn't
types?
want people to think they're letting CD types in here.
Now you realize that you're saying the exact same thing that Miss Palmer says. You sound the same.
No. We're
Exactly.
not the same.
You are the same.
We're not the same. I want some
In
good,
fact, you might be worse.
high quality paying customers in here. And she doesn't want anyone in here.
You want some quality, high paying customers in here.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Listen,
And she says the same thing.
you're not going to win me over with this. That's false news right there.
God.
I lean into Waits and I whisper to Waits something. I say, like, are there like songs of your people that are very like emotional and like very like tied to who you are as like a dwarf that
Don't
you might be
stop
able to
the
play?
drinking.
Don't stop the
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
So you
99 bottles of beer.
you start busting out this ancient dwarven nursery rhyme. And he's like, "You fucking dwarf." And he comes up and he actually he's going to try and kick the leg off of the chair you're sitting on, trying to dump you onto the ground.
Okay.
I don't
Can
So
like
he's just
him.
doing like his.
Can any of us
white
react to
tie
it
right
or
his
interject
chair.
as he like moves forward?
Very
Um,
bold of him to go 1v6 right now.
Well, I'm going to let him swing it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then one of you who's closest who wants to help out Waits, or Waits yourself, you can take a reaction to try and, dodge or parry or whatever.
I'm playing a song. I trust my friends.
He does pop off 2 successes on that. So yeah, his foot is lining up right for this chair. It's about to dump him out. Is someone going to take a reaction here?
What would that reaction entail?
I'm pretty quick and nimble of finger. I would kind of slide a hand maybe to catch him before he falls off that chair.
Stabilize them or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Jake, we're just kind of playing loose here. What do you want to
All
do?
right, I'm gonna try to grab hold of the back of the chair that's
Yeah.
on the opposite end of the leg he's kicking out, so I can just kind of hold it steady.
I'm just gonna sing the whole time, be like, 98 bottles of beer on the wall
I-
after y'all bring me back up.
So like
I'd
if the leg
weirdly-
goes flying out, I just go psh, and hold it steady.
I don't know if it's time, like if it's fast enough, but I'd like to almost like quarterstaff melee his foot so that it doesn't hit it if it's
Sweep
if
the
it's a
leg. as
reaction.
they say.
Sure.
like
I'll
almost like
say
stopping him, like kind of putting it down like
Okay.
in the way.
Or
So-
stop style.
go ahead. Jen, you're going to give me a melee test. Jake,
Okay.
you're going to give me a might test. Friendin, you're going to give me a sleight of hand test.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah,
Such
you all knocked
Everything
this
happens.
out of the park. So not only does his foot not connect, you all thoroughly protect Waits while he keeps playing. And now now Yawem is bouncing around in 1 foot cursing because he, essentially like
He kicked an oak staff.
he kicked an oak stick, so his toes stubbed all to hell. Like, you son of a bitches, you said you wanted to come back here and talk, not start
I do,
shit.
and
We do.
I'd say that our little display shows that we're quality outsiders, kind of refuting your whole claim that people are inferior, wouldn't you say?
If you got a point to make, you need to get to it.
Do it.
4 bottles of beer.
If-
I'm just gonna continue singing.
Are we the people you want to have on your wrong side? Do you see what we just did there? If you're having trouble, do you want us to be on your bad side? Even the little ones?
Well, we're trying to advocate for opening up the town, but if we want to open up the town, you got to open up yourself a little bit.
That's the compromise. That is indeed what we are proposing. We will
Listen.
help you open up the town if you open up your bar and your logic in regards to the other folk that need to come into the town. Otherwise, we're done here, I think.
Yeah.
And besides, I wouldn't worry too much about dwarves coming in here, anyways. They wouldn't. They wouldn't want to drink some of the damn finest beer on the planet, so long as they don't think that they made it. You know what I mean? Too much pride dwarves have.
So,
Brother, it's just business, man. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, what
There's
he's
more
doing
customers.
is absolutely just business, but you know how folks are back home. They can get a little about this stuff.
I'm just saying, it just seems like a pretty poor business decision by a man who's supposed to be the proprietor of a up-and-coming establishment to
well,
just
see, that's the
refuse
thing.
service to a huge chunk of folk.
Well, that's the thing. He opens up to that demographic. They're not going to come in anyway, so he looks good, and nothing really changes, except, he gets more money in the long run.
Who wants more money, though, right?
yeah. So,
Worst.
I'm going to take this off of the manipulation test that Frendon did earlier. He kind of softens his position a little bit. He's like, I see your point. I'm not a fan of it, but I see your point. But this
they're not
town,
gonna want to come in here anyway. The only one who looks good coming out of this is you.
listen, the only way this town's going to get opened up is if Miss Polymer isn't there standing in its way.
If things work out the way I hope they do, she shouldn't be standing in the way, but rather she should be standing right beside you.
No.
That's actually, we were thinking about framing her, but he doesn't need to know that.
I'll tell you, listen, I've been here long enough. I know how stubborn she is and how hard she is to move on any stance.
What would it be worth to you if we could make sure that she was never a bother for you again?
Now you're talking my language.
But
I'll tell you what.
With the caveat that we can try. We can try to get her on board. If she's not on board, she doesn't have to be on board.
I'm not even speaking in terms of doing away with her, so don't take me wrong. I think that there's a way that we can make this problem go away for you.
Listen, there's only one way this problem's going away. And this one way is going to earn you all 15 silver.
I'm listening.
Make sure she's sleeping with the fishes.
I do like fish and silver.
Not silverfish, though. The tiny, tiny little creepy things. Silverfish
Yeah,
are the
you gotta
worst.
get a whole damn
No,
bucket of
oh god,
Yeah.
no.
Silverfish
Oh.
are... Oof.
So,
Yeah.
take the old lady out. Get you 15 silver and this town will open right up.
Well, I'm sure you understand that that's something I need to discuss with everyone here, and we'll get back to you. How does that sound?
All right. You know where to find me. Next time, come knock on the back door.
We can do that.
Oh,
That doesn't sound like somebody who's opening up to me.
I don't like him.
I really
This-
want to make a backdoor joke, but I'm trying to let it go.
I was about to say, I'll come knock on
So-
your back door.
I know, I was
All
like-
right.
it's like, listen, I'm all in favor of backdoors,
oh,
but
God.
not yours.
Well, There you go. There you go.
I think we've got him pegged, y'all.
Oh God, there it was.
Tired of all these backdoor shenanigans.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like he's taking a step in the direction that we're looking
It
for him to
doesn't.
go already.
It
I
doesn't.
don't believe a word he's saying. Yeah. I don't
He's
No,
unwilling. Yeah.
yeah.
He's very combative, and he's only reluctantly agreeing to you. And the only point of true excitement that you saw from him during this
Or
conversation
dying.
is when he offered to pay you all to kill her.
So
Yeah.
what I'd like to propose is we try to get her to soften her position on opening the town for, in turn, removing him as a terrible racist piece of crap that's a part of the town. Like, we'll help you get rid of his shipments or him, but you need to soften your stance and understand that not all outsiders are terrible.
I think our halfsies is probably going to come from her more than from him.
Oh yeah, he's totally untrustworthy.
Okay. So do you head back to Mrs. Palmer?
Yeah. Let's work both sides.
Okay. Yeah, you all head back over. You knock. She calls for you to
She
enter.
may be just as deceitful.
He's openly definitely wrong in a very big way, which makes it easier to take a chance with her than him. And she also doesn't want him dead. She just wants his goods curtailed.
Yeah, and I mean, you can kind of understand part of her argument too. The idea of the Russ brother retribution stuff. Like you can kind of sympathize with that part at least.
He's got a long-term.
There's nothing with him that I
good.
sympathize with.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
His
He is
views are
definitely
entirely
concerned about the short term and only for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a long-term goal for the town, and he's got a short-term goal for himself.
Plus, she's 80 and human, so she don't got that long.
That's
It's true.
I
Push
mean,
comes
also
to shove, if she screws up, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I've had a lot to drink.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
That's fair.
He said
Yeah.
He's gonna go vomit in the toilet.
Yeah. That's
He's
the
had a
fastest
lot
way.
to drink.
all right. So you head over to
Make
Mrs.
room for
Palmer's.
food and drink all in one go.
Give a knock. Head on in. Pre-game a little. I don't know. And she. You're back awfully quick.
So, do we want to wait for Jake to get back before we get into trying to talk her into things?
Might, and if we
Sure,
do, I'll
yeah.
hit the restroom real quick too, so we're not
Okay.
making this last longer.
I don't mind vamping a bit about what we want to do either in the meantime. Like, what do y'all think? I think proposing that she allows outsiders in, but a limited number that won't attract the attention of the Russ brothers might be a good solution. Like, just keep a limited number of outsiders at any given time, so that way the amount of chaos that she is afraid of can only be so small.
We could talk to our new guard friend about like establishing some sort of security system, like old
Exactly.
school, old west stuff, like leave your guns here or there or whatever it might be. Or
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Limit number of people in town that are from anywhere, and also limit their ability to create havoc, and then her problem's gone and we can be happy.
What are we planning to do with him?
I think... you know what? We could turn him into her for soliciting murder, and then she doesn't even have to worry about his boat.
yeah, I mean, it's still the issue. I mean, I still think the issue with the murder thing is the same thing with the other way around. It's just like it's just our word versus his. Like we could sabotage his shipments. We can plant evidence of some kind to make it seem like he's bad. Oh gosh. Okay, we've got a new player.
Oh. Hi, Rozzy.
Oh, this is incredible. Maybe she'll
Rozzy.
vomit.
I was thinking the same thing.
Pretty sure that's a definite.
All right, now they can hear you.
Hey, kiddo.
Hi.
Hello.
Can I sit back down in my chair?
No. Now let me standing on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need
That
to
is
sit back
fair.
down and get back to my game here. Okay.
Tell your dad to quit being a stinker.
Clicking. Dad, I got down to go away. You're the biggest
I'm the stinkiest stinker. Okay. All right.
No lies detected. No lies detected.
That's great. Anyway.
Something
Yeah.
else that I was considering is maybe we could try to just repeat the recipe And then somebody else could make this beer that he's really well known for, and then he doesn't really have a thing anymore because somebody else can make it. Kind of cut
Reverse
his legs
engineer
out
it.
from under him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
thing is too, we could say we don't have proof of it, but your instincts were right. He did solicit us, so obviously that's not enough to bring him in on. But
Right.
with that additional information, is your plan the thing you want us to do? Is that the best way forward? Like, we don't have to provide the concrete proof. We could just at least tell her what happened.
So Chuck,
We don't have to provide her any information whatsoever. Because there is a third party that we're not taking into account here.
What's that?
The Rust brothers. Any
Okay.
janky bullshit happens with a Rust brother in town, we're the ones who are going to get blamed for it. And we're the ones who are going to get hunted eventually.
Mhm.
So my proposition is, if we want to take anybody out, we just turn them into the fella in town.
I think that's why we need to talk to her about the plot as well, and see if that's because we don't know what their law is like here. We don't know their burden of proof. We should probably talk to her and see.
What was your question, Jeff?
So she's the
missed.
village elder. Is that like an official mayor-like position, or
Yeah.
is she just like an old lady? Okay.
The village elder.
Good
it's
question.
a weird combination of it's one particular family, and it's the oldest member of that family.
Gotcha.
Now, problem would be that she doesn't have any offspring.
Even
So-
with all those guard shift visits.
Oh, wow.
It's a very
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah.
So what do we? Is there like a rule to make, or would we know what happens in situations like this, or have we heard maybe of like Russ brothers taking over towns whenever there is no like governing factor?
Russ brothers are more concerned about the faith.
Okay.
They are a religious organization first and foremost. And if a settlement, a town or something like that delves too far into just, debauchery, sinfulness, then they might come through and try and straighten things out.
But they would never take over regime.
No,
Or
they would.
perhaps I might be able to check in my knowledge and see if I know what has happened in other places where this sort of
Well,
system is.
you guys would know. Like, this is
Okay.
common world knowledge at this point that
Okay.
they would, because you've all probably lost family members to the Rust brothers. It's been very common in history. They would come in, they would force everyone to convert. Everyone who even hesitates to immediately say yes is killed. And then they would pick probably the most pious of the villagers and say, "You're in charge now." And then they would just roll out.
Well, I mean, like in this situation where it's not that, like the village is operating on its own.
Yeah.
If things were to decline, what happens in this situation normally uninfluenced by Rust Brothers? That's why if it's not maybe the most common knowledge, I could do a lore check or
It would be
just to see if
yeah, give me a lore test on this one.
if the village elder has moved on in other
Yeah.
villages. What happened?
Essentially,
Who-
the town would probably just pick someone.
Okay.
And
So they'd have like a vote or something like that. and-
it would either be a sign of just pure might, like we're in charge now, no one can stop us, or in more peaceful places, they would probably just, have a vote and pick.
Well, it's probably in this case Yahweh who's going to win either way with the influence he has.
Now, Yahweh doesn't have. He's not super
Yeah,
popular. He makes some delicious beer, and people
Okay.
love that. But his blatant racism definitely doesn't set well with people. And then there's other people in town who aren't real big fans of just opening the town up to everyone. So,
I think maybe our plan to compromise with some sort of valve system to let a certain amount of people in that will not trigger the Rust brothers and get rid of the racists seems like we're on the right.
Yeah.
Bark
So
on
I
the
do
still
have two thoughts though. I have two thoughts on this, like especially with the Russ Brothers stuff. Like one, I think if we want to go that route, the whole idea of debauchery, if he's got this really good beer, people are drinking, we have a way in, and then we could say that this debauchery is leading, him to like now he wants to murder people. What what else? But then here's my second question.
We are pious in the faith. Yeah.
Right.
Do we want
But here's
to
my
involve
second
the Russ
question.
brothers? Because
Exactly.
that's
They're bad.
what he's trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
exactly.
maybe
They're
that's
really bad.
I think we talked to what's her name?
Palmer.
Palmer.
Mrs.
Palmer. Yeah. I think we talked to Palmer and say we could
That'd be
involve the Russ brothers and just get rid of him, but that might incur more Russ brothers coming.
Mhm.
Or we can do your plan, but we want to talk to you because we respect you as the town elder, and we agree that this guy fucking Turbo sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Happy
So
little accident for a little more acceptance.
Of the three, it feels like Palmer is like the one that's most reasonable.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Mhm.
like, there are three bad choices.
Yeah, her
Three bad
concerns at least are understandable if misguided, right?
Sure. Right. You can understand at least where she's coming from, why she thinks the way she thinks.
okay.
Well, we can understand why he thinks the way he thinks as well.
Who, the
Eh.
racist guy? I don't see
Yeah.
it.
I don't see. Yeah, he's just
Ow.
racist.
He plagiarized.
No. He was exiled
He
by
plagiarized.
a race entirely over racism.
He was exiled because he took a human. He stole a human recipe, put it forward as his own, and was punished because of it. That seems
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Sure, it is.
At the very least, just be like, no, you can't do business here. But exile?
It's a big deal, though.
I think it's
in
pretty fair.
culture. Yeah, like plagiarism
Listen-
sucks. I get it. The part that's nuanced to that, Jake, is that it was human that also offended the dwarves, which is where I
Yeah.
think you're focusing. But the plagiarizing, like, that's enough to excommunicate that guy too. Like, just get out. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And like, I think you're also under the impression that every single dwarf in all of dwarfdom had a vote in his
No,
exile.
no.
Like leadership
Just
did,
this one
and he's
particular
taking it
community.
out. Yeah. and
No,
he's
they
never
sent
had
out
another
balance to
dwarf.
every dwarf. It was
Yeah.
absentee voting.
Popular vote.
Check
Right,
yes, check no.
Yeah.
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 It was not a all of dwarven kind decision. It
No.
was very
And he's taking out all
specifically
of us.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you guys
Yeah.
said, it's
Okay, yeah, that's
leadership of whatever town he was just very anti-human in their sentiment, and when they
He's
found
taken
out
and embodied that pretty much against
Yeah.
all dwarves.
As a human hanging out with nothing but everyone else, I think I also hate humans, so I kind of am more on the dwarf side. Like, yeah, we kind of suck. Like, I get it. So let's maybe not hate everybody that's different.
I mean, humans
Yeah.
did invade. So.
That's what I mean. So
I mean,
I'm hanging
yeah.
out with the right people, I think.
Okay, so
All
you all head
Never
in.
know. Yeah.
She says, "You're back so soon. What's going on?" She's just going to leave the floor open.
So
We got to
yeah,
go,
go ahead, Dan.
go for it. Now you go for it.
No problem. I was just hoping somebody would say something. Go ahead, Dan. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say we got to spend a little time talking with Yawim to get familiar with his position, and honestly, it seems pretty flawed in its own ways. But yours is also. We're hoping to maybe find some sort of middle ground where, some people can be allowed to come and go through the town, kind of like ourselves. It should
But
be good
in
for the
limited
town.
quantity, in a way that's measured, that won't incur the Rust brothers, and in a way that is commensurate to your comfort. I think there's a compromise here. We help you, you open the town a tiny bit, and maybe everybody wins.
He does a good business, but we don't like his morals, to be
Mhm.
completely honest.
Okay. So
his jib is cut poorly.
Well said.
so you want us to open the town just a little bit.
Not
How
the
would-
floodgates, just a crack in the door. It's
How
all-
would this
we
work?
understand your fears.
Well, I've been to other towns where, in order to not incur the wrath of the Rust brothers, they've had a limited number of outsiders at a time. So, as in case any of them are bad apples, it doesn't incur any religious zeal on the Rust brothers' behalf. And maybe you could have them check their weapons at the gate with the nice guard that we met earlier. There are things you can do to mitigate risk, which I know is a concern for you, and things that you can do to still be somewhat open and conversing with the wider world. Because occasionally somebody like my friend Waits here does come in and makes people happy. We're not all bad, and I know you know that.
I would not be opposed to some form of compromise. As much as it agitates me, you all just being here a day have, earned yourself some positive reputation. So I am willing to move on my position of not all outsiders bring trouble.
Maybe you find a way to control the flow of resources to them as well. Maybe like some taxation or something.
I'm already taxing the hell out of them.
Well, there may not be too much of a problem with him going forward. I need to broach something sensitive with you. We don't have proof, but he did ask us in response to us saying that, and to us inquiring what his position was about being less xenophobic, that he found you to be a bit of a thorn in his side, paraphrasing, and that he wanted us to remove you and make you sleep with the fishes, and that's a direct quote.
He tried to pay you to kill me?
Yes.
14 silver. Whether that was for all of us or a piece, I don't know.
We didn't ask. We didn't want to know. We don't
Doesn't
want to do
matter.
that kind of business.
All right. You've given me some information to think on. Meet me tonight at the Dead Man's Hand Inn. And
We
I'll
don't
have
wanna-
my decision. I'll have the town's guard there, and we can talk about plans a little more heavy there.
Yeah, we don't want to incite any trouble, any violence.
You gonna bring the guard before or after his shift's over? And I'll give her a wink.
I don't
I'll give her another
understand.
wink.
Do we get the sense that she's on the up and up?
That would be an insight test.
I'd gladly make that test.
I would like to help with that.
Sure thing. So Dan, make it. You can add a bonus from
Let me just roll another
Bellari.
D6.
Why did you roll 1d6?
I didn't add the bonus to my.
Okay. I'm sorry. So you would definitely. She seems to be on the up and up about your conversation about maybe opening the town a little. You all definitely seem to have moved her a little bit and the good you've done. She got strangely excited when you all mentioned that Yawim put a hit out on her.
Well, probably because this is their chance for her to do something back at him, unfortunately.
But that's
Yeah,
what
like-
you would...
In my head, I would explain this when we leave. Like, my concern was that we're gonna somehow get caught up in that, and that the whole like, oh, they're hired murderers, and like get them too, because
And we're
We might have
outsiders.
right, we
Yeah.
might have swayed her, but like if we're the
We-
evidence,
Yeah, we may have
Yeah.
implicated ourselves in a bad way.
Okay.
Well-
Anything else you guys want to do during the day, or do we just want to hand wave fast travel to tonight?
I'm fine with it.
We could go do a little more work, maybe try to build up some more reputation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good idea. You guys want to work for the same people as before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I think it appeals to our talents.
Jake, is there anything additional you
I
would
don't know
like
if you
to
want
do?
to do the blacksmith instead.
I'll help
maybe, and
clean
Tanner.
up the dead man's hand in, because I'm sure it's plenty sticky from the
Sure.
previous night's proceedings.
Sure. She won't pay you for that.
I'll take slop for Bob.
But yeah, she's she's comping food and board for you, so
Slop. For
you're
Bob.
getting paid in trade rather than coin.
I want to
Anyone?
see if I can
Yeah.
reverse engineer the beer.
Sure
try
thing. That is going to be a survival test. I'm going to make you take a -1 penalty because you don't have any beer in hand,
Sure.
unless you want to send someone in to buy a tankard of beer from Yawim.
I could do that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I'll do that since I'm right by the fishery, anyways.
So
She can come with us to the fisherman's, and I can stop in and get a beer before work.
Sure. Let's go to game rules, and we're going to go to gear.
Hopefully, it costs 5 copper or less.
I don't think it.
Did anybody else start with money?
Yes, and I
everyone
didn't
should have
spend
had
all of
some
it.
money.
Silver.
Oh no, that's right. I spent all my money because that's my character's compulsion.
Ah,
Is spend all my
Oh,
money.
damn.
I forgot about that.
No, I'll definitely give you the money to get the beer.
I'll spend it if you do. So
On
it's
beer?
just gonna be. We're gonna call it 3 copper.
I'll spend that. So
Okay. So yeah, you get some beer for Bellari, and Bellari, that'll be a survival test. Jake,
One
I'm not
success.
okay. You're able to start kind of piecing together some of the ingredients in there, and it's a pretty basic human recipe for ale, but you kind of pick out some of his
maybe
specialty
slight
ingredients.
tinges.
Yeah, he puts a little bit of. It tastes like something citrusy in there, like maybe some zest or some juice or
He's got
something
the
in there.
citrus rock.
Okay.
But it's enough. It's just a standard ale, and you feel pretty confident that given some time, you could brew up your own batch of ale that would. Mainly, the thing is, it's just his thing. It's just finely made. So that's
Yep.
the big.
Expertise in the craft more
Yeah.
than anything.
Jake,
like
you're
your-
sweeping. I'm not going to make you
like
roll
your
for sweeping
food.
and cleaning up. Friendin and Dan, give me that same. You can either do craft or sleight of hand for patching nets. Jen, are you working with the tanner again? Give me that same roll as before. And then Jeff, are you working with the midwife again? Same test
Yes,
as
I
before.
am.
If you get 1 success, I'm going to call it 5 copper. 2 success, I'm going to call it a silver.
Can we push?
You can absolutely push. And this is one of those tests where if you push, even if you succeed, additional successes will help you.
Brendan, how did you get no
3
success out of all of that?
I know, man.
She'll give you she'll give you a copper, but she's going to give you some medical supplies.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
That's going to be under
Lots of success.
trade
4
goods.
total. Or no, 3. Sorry, because the one carries over. I forgot
Brendan,
about
you
that.
took 2 because you pushed it.
I
Oh.
know. I took them. I did.
Okay,
It's-
so
I all those dice, no successes, just bad luck.
but by pushing that and taking some points of damage, you get 2 more willpower.
I know.
I think
he's
the max
only
on
person with
willpower is 10.
10.
I'm up to 5 now, so
I have no willpower, but I got 2 successes on my push.
I'm looking for, is it under trade goods? Trade goods. There we go.
After I've earned some slop
More,
for Bob.
more
I'm
blood
gonna-
on the net. Maybe you'll still get paid anyways.
You get 2 bandages.
Okay.
And they're pretty well taken care of, or pretty clean bandages. So
Perfect. Got it.
yeah, you get
Thank
2
you, sir.
bandages and a copper. Everyone else got your money results.
I got 2 successes.
2
I have an
successes, a
idea for
silver.
making some money.
What do you got?
1 success.
That's a 5
After I'm
copper.
done getting slop for Bob, I want to take Bob out to the streets, and then just kind of call out to all the kids running around and just having fun.
Sure.
If they're willing to pay a copper, they can take a ride around town on Bob.
Sure. That's going to be a performance. Is that a test?
Yeah.
That's going to be, give me a performance. Just to see if you can
I
actually.
have frightened the children.
You just didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Those banes don't do anything until you push, so you just don't succeed. So you're not able to get anyone to take you up.
Yeah.
You are a goblin riding a giant hog, which is very kind of bizarre for this area.
I'll
So
pat Bob and tell him it's okay. I still
Yeah.
love him.
you all make some more coin.
Or Bob.
Yeah.
Maybe
And,
they need to be a little inebriated first. Maybe try it again.
Yeah,
after
get
that.
all the children drunk and have them pay to ride a
Hey,
Get
I
the
don't think
parents
there was
drunk
a
and they'll be like,
drinking
"Oh
limit.
yeah, go ahead."
Yeah. All right. So fast forward to tonight. The bar is still going off. Jeff, is Waits going to be performing again?
Of course he is. This
Okay.
is my life.
Go and give me that performance test.
All right. So we do.
Oh.
Oh God! It was a long day.
wow.
You gonna push that?
I mean, it's already 3 of them.
Yeah.
So
Oof.
Is
I
that gonna break
mean,
you in empathy?
no, I have so much empathy. I'll push it because I do want to
Okay.
get some willpower going.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh
you,
God!
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
You
It's
take.
a rough night. It's a rough night.
Yeah. You managed to get it going. It's not as off and popping as it was last night.
Sure.
And you do kind of, you get that the crowd isn't as into it, and that's kind of where you take your damage to your empathy.
Okay. Fair enough.
They're still a bit sluggish from last night.
I'm
Yeah.
playing some new stuff, not the stuff that everybody loves. So like they're just clapping because they appreciate that I'm here.
Someone
but they'd
hits you
rather
with a
hear
bottle.
Freebird. Yeah.
Someone hits you with a bottle and a
God.
single tear rolls down your cheek.
There's
Uh,
chicken wire in front of me. Calm down. It's that kind of place.
So
Great scene there.
Western.
Blues
It's-
Brothers.
yeah, a little later in the evening, Mrs. Polymer comes strolling in with a couple of guards, looking like the cat who just ate the canary. And those guards are each carrying a cask of Yawim's beer.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Polymer walks in, smug as shit, with 2 guards, and each guard is carrying a cask of Yawim's beer.
I'd like to ask her, did you act on the information we gave you? Is that what this is? Is that why
We
you have those
sure
tasks?
did. He's no good races asses setting in the stockades right now.
Whew.
Wonderful legal system you have here.
Now
Yep.
just be careful because you might be the same as what turned him into this right now. You may be making it worse.
Listen, we're gonna celebrate tonight, and I am busting every cask of beer in the morning and pouring it into the river.
But that seems so wasteful.
That is a human recipe beer. It is not outsider beer insofar as you may think.
Listen,
Just
he has
commandeer
had.
it and sell it.
The town will
That's
benefit.
a good idea. I didn't even
The
think
town
of
will
that.
benefit. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do that.
Here's a great idea. You sell it to outsiders so that all the money in the town stays in the town.
That's a good idea. I was just going to bash it to be done with him, but I'll tell you what. Why don't I'll pay you? Pay you each. We'll go with 3 silver. You head on down to Candlekeep here in the next day or so for me, and see if you can find someone willing to buy that beer.
We
Tell
do
'em we
have
got-
some other business in Candlekeep.
Yeah. Tell him we got. What was it? She goes to the guard like, how many other casks were in there? And he was like, there's another 23 casks of beer.
Might you have a wagon or some such that we could use to ship this?
Yeah, we can set you up with a wagon.
Excellent.
Well, actually, how about this? Why don't you go and find us a buyer, and then we can just use his barge to sell it around there.
That's brilliant, man.
Because Candlekeep's off a river too. We can do business with them.
Now you got to run out of business if you don't have a brewer.
I don't want a brewer like that. I don't want someone pushing that sen juice that hard in my town.
Well, you're not pushing it in your town now.
That's a good
Sure.
name for
Oh,
it. We should call it Sin Juice.
Now, listen,
Should
I
not
don't
call
mind
it
some
sin
nice
juice
wine.
As I point my thumb towards the Russ
The
brother.
Russ brother. I'm sorry. What?
You got to
Yeah.
remember, you're not pushing in your town now. You're pushing someone else's town now. So you can.
That's their
You don't
problem.
sell in your own neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's
you
just-
don't
that's just
shit
rule
where you
one.
sleep.
Yeah, but you can keep the brewer.
Could
And
we
have-
perhaps? Sorry, Dan. I totally just talked over you.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying you can keep the brewer. You can push it in somebody else's town, and maybe keep a little bit for your own people. You gotta keep people in a good mood. The beer here. Have you had the beer here?
You say
I've had
Yawim's
the
in
beer
a
here.
stockade.
I like
in the
wine
stocks
more.
right now.
Hey, I'm sure you
Maybe
do,
his
but I mean,
punishment
like,
could
not
be
everybody
working
likes
for you to
wine.
make the
Hang on. We got
All right, we talked.
2 people talking at the same time. Jake, why don't you give me what you got real quick?
Well, since Yawim's currently imprisoned, maybe part of his punishment could be making more beer to sell.
Maybe he needs to branch out too.
No. We're gonna load him up with some supplies and a horse, and he is exiled.
Same thing again.
Yeah. Next bar won't serve humans, so
He's not going to serve anybody.
guess we're all out.
He just makes dog food for the rest of his life. Can we get like one cask maybe to help preview
Promote.
the beer for folks, to
Yeah.
entice them to buy.
That's a good idea. I'll let you do that. I'll send you out with a cask. And go find me a cellar in Candlekeep. I'll even give you a percentage. I'll
That
say
sounds like a
5%.
Madam, I am a singer and a songwriter, but what you just said is music to my ears.
Something that you may also want to consider is that your town does actually like to have this ale from time to time. And I've been studying the recipe today, and you may actually be able to have someone else recreate it, make it in small batch, bring it out for special occasions. As I'm sure you know, a happy populace is often a peaceful populace. So you having control over it could actually be helpful for you, not necessarily go dry.
We could bring the whole
Have it
town
available.
together.
That's
instead of just the
acceptable.
supporters.
We could use it for celebrations. Yeah.
We could celebrate.
Good times. All right.
What's the name of that brewery? That's the Three Skulls.
Yeah.
The Three Skulls is now under new management. Here's a celebration, a grand opening.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, and she would go to you, Bellari. There's no one in the Three Skulls, so why don't you take some time tomorrow and see if you can figure out how to make that own beer. Share the recipe with our baker friend, Bador. And
Absolutely.
I'll give
Should
you
be
some
good at
coin
that.
for that. Yeah, I'll give you 5 silver for that.
Sounds like a plan tomorrow. Bellari and I were just working together yesterday. I'm sure he would be happy to. As long as I could fill up a flask on my way out, we're good.
I do
Some-
see one
some watery
problem.
bread.
What do you got?
Sorry, Dan.
I just said make watery bread.
Yeah.
What's
If
the problem?
Bader becomes the Toastmaster, they're going to be the Toastmaster Bator.
To the
Always
stocks
thinking
with
of all
him.
the possible problems.
It could be a marketing snafu, is all I'm saying.
What are you in for? Threatening to murder someone? What are you in for? A pun about masturbation?
Ding dong jokes.
Story of my life, Jeff. Story of my life.
life.
Sometimes I just get shafted.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I call a sticky situation.
So you all spend the night. You kind of hammer out this trade deal. Go see if you can find a buyer in Candlekeep. She'll give you a cask to take with you. Come back with the news, and she'll just ship the rest of the booze over there in a barge. It'll be safer to take it over the river than over land. And then she'll give Bellari 5 silver to work with Bador in the morning to see if they can figure out the recipe for the beer. That way Bador can still make beer when needed.
Every now and then.
Yeah, and she'll figure out something to do with the rest of Yawim's property, because he does own 3 buildings down there. Okay. Anything else you all want to do tonight?
Maybe she could
Oh, no.
use those buildings for her,
Can
travel
we have a
center or whatever.
celebratory bonfire to celebrate the life of the Hollows matron?
No bonfire. It's not
Damn it.
not entirely safe to go out after dark in that kind of instance.
Dead
Okay.
city at night.
Yeah. Have any of you actually ventured out at night to see what they're all talking about?
Nope.
No, your
Not
board
yet.
told us not to.
Okay.
No, they told us not to. Isn't there like a
Ooh,
warning saying
wait.
not to
Yeah.
go out?
Yeah, her 5 piece of ass told us not to.
Friendin's gift and subs. That means
Oh, this
that
is
Free
nice.
League finally hit affiliate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I noticed. I wanted to get that going.
Oh, I guess
You
there is
did
a
the
sub
do.
button. That's awesome.
Nice.
Well,
They
Um,
did it. Technically, Ray did it.
Ray did it.
I'm trying to remember what the
Hooray.
order was. Is
Hooray.
it not going out at night in the town or just not at night in general?
If we do, we have to stay like in the red lines.
In town.
I want to go out at night.
You can
I
slip
wear
out during the
sunglasses.
celebration.
Yeah, I do kind of want to. I don't necessarily want to go out at night, but I do kind of want to like peer out a window and see.
I want to stir up some trubs.
I like
Oh.
trouble. Trouble means disruption. Disruption means business opportunity.
And that means probably disenfranchising ourselves with the town already.
Yeah,
Sneak
and
out.
It also means proving Miss Palmer right.
Yeah. No, we're looking for trouble that's coming to the town and mitigating it.
Yeah.
We're helping.
I'm colorblind. I can't see the red paths.
Oh no. All right,
Then-
who's heading out? Okay.
I'm okay to go
All right.
alone. You don't have to come with me.
No,
I'll go
I
alone.
would have done it. Like he just
Okay.
wants opportunity.
I definitely want to like look out and see. I don't necessarily want to go out.
So we'll say, Dan, you peer out and you can kind of see across the way into the area that the villagers would define as the old cemetery. You can actually see, like, it looks like there's people walking around out there.
Oh, just having a party.
Having something. Yeah. You
Mm.
get the feeling that they're probably not living people.
Mhm.
Those of you, one of you, who's going out to causing trouble, give me a D6 roll.
Not I.
Can I see them causing trouble
Rare.
from my window?
Okay, I'll do it. That's fine.
All right, Amon or Amar. You two head out, and you're
Amar the
walking
merrier.
around. Yeah, you're walking around for a few minutes, and you hear a sad tune being played by a lute somewhere, kind of off in the darkness.
See, Waits
There they-
missed out.
Yeah.
Do I recognize the tune?
No, you don't. Do you go investigate the tune?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go find out what that sweet music
It's-
is.
It's canon. My character's colorblind throughout this whole thing. So
I'm pointing at the red lines like we are going over the red lines. That's fine. Just want to let you know, red lines.
Colorblind doesn't mean it's not there, though.
it looks gray to me. It all
Yeah.
looks gray.
Luckily, that's the color of my morals, so let's go.
Okay.
It may look like an adjacent color, possibly. I'm colorblind.
So,
Yeah.
do
In
you
real life.
all go
I'm like dog
investigate the
colorblind.
sound? That's the question. Do you stay on the path and just hear it, or do you head out?
I want to go investigate it.
So
I want to
you-
get in trubs. I said I start off this evening. I'm gonna get in trubs.
You wander around a little bit, and you actually see people walking around, and you realize that they're not living. Most of them don't really pay you any attention. Maybe every now and then one will stop and just stare at you. But the sound's coming from a little further into the old cemetery.
They're not living, but are they living
Oh.
deliciously?
They're
No.
they're allowed to. This is like their time. They can like come out and like walk around the town.
Not to
Um,
mention, we've helped their kind.
Can I
before.
try? Can I try and talk to one of them?
Let's
Okay.
finish up this
Okay.
tune real quick, because I
I
think
follow
this
the
will.
tune.
You come
Answer your
across
I'm
a
watching. I'm dog mooring it up right now.
setting on a stump in the cemetery. You come across a figure with a dark hood, just a completely like black bag over their head, with the noose around their neck, and their head kind of hangs off to the side a little bit, and they're playing a lute, and it's a very mournful song, very sad, and they're just sitting there on the stump playing this. It's a very well played, and I would call it pretty song, but it's definitely a sad song. And you see this person, this ghoul, ghost, you're not sure, sitting on a stump playing a song. You can actually see a couple other undead individuals standing there kind of watching them play.
Like to start, go ahead.
No, it's all right. You go.
Like to start by asking, does anyone here know Frankie?
Maybe one of the ones watching would turn to face you and give you a little nod.
We know Frankie too. And I point him to Jen's character. Urza?
Urza.
Urza.
And they give a little nod. One of the other ghosts listening kind of turns and shushes you and gives a nod back to the musician.
I will wait until the song is over to say anything.
The song carries on for a ridiculously long time.
It's Freebird. It's
Like
the Freebird of the
20
undead.
minutes.
They've all got little small torches.
20 minutes and the song
hate
stops. And the player stands up off their stump, lute in hand, gives a slight nod, and then turns to walk off.
Wait,
They stop and they turn back.
could you? What's happening right now? What is this performance you just put on?
Through a broken and harsh voice, they groan out that it's the song for the dead.
What happens when you hear the song for the dead?
Usually you mourn for the loss.
Oh.
And this is it's a very broken voice. Mainly what I'm getting at is when they were hung, it would have,
Broken their vocal
crushed.
cords.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
music is his voice now.
I'm gonna call out to Dan. Are they doomed yet?
I don't see anything bad happening from my window.
Yeah. Like up on the second floor, you can kind of see the silhouettes of where they're standing at.
Like I said, I'm dog moored it up. I'm
Yeah.
watching from my
If only
rear
you had
window.
your binoculars.
I know.
Would I know why they only come out at night? Like, because we met the undead folks on the road during the daytime, right?
Now, yeah.
Well,
You would.
the sign outs.
Go
We
ahead,
do
Chip.
know that the Hollows is built on a site of great death.
Sure.
And there is a sign planted next to the road, and it says, "Welcome to the Hollows. Drink from our tankards, eat from our bowls, but honor the dead walking by our sides."
So I'd like to ask him, with that knowledge that we have in mind, why aren't you allowed to walk by their sides freely? Is it the Russ brother in town that keeps you from being able to be public?
They would say they would give you an answer like no. The Rust brothers only want the ones still in flesh. Giving you the hint. You can kind of tell they're almost slightly transparent. You can kind of see the light from the moon kind of pierce through them, and you would pick up that they're all ghosts standing around you. The Rust only wants the ones in flesh.
Is this like a happy existence, or do you want to be put to further rest? And
They would shrug their shoulders. There's no good answer. Now you would all, just through common lore, the dead not actually going to rest is pretty common in the Forbidden Lands. There's just been so much death over time. It kind of broke the boundary between the life and the afterlife. So the undead aren't. It's nothing surprising. I'll say that. Usually the dead are not outwardly hostile. Sometimes even helpful, friendly. But there are instances where the dead become, disenfranchised and malevolent and become openly hostile towards the living. And ghosts, usually the light of the sun doesn't necessarily keep them away, but it keeps them from being visible.
Okay. I think that was a distinction I didn't realize, is that they were indeed incorporeal and ghost-like until about now. So, trying to think of what we can converse with them about then. We helped some undead on the way to town escape the Rust brothers. They were being persecuted, the ones with more flesh, which is why I ask, is there anything going on around town that you all need help with? We are friendly.
Yeah, they don't really have anything they want or need from you. They're trapped here on this plane. The person playing would introduce themselves as the Bard Alma, which would be a name you're not horribly familiar. You wouldn't be actually familiar with it, but they, someone to appreciate my music is kind enough.
It was wonderful playing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they nod, and they would let's see. As a thank you, they want to share a little bit of information with you.
Because we didn't disrupt the concert.
Yeah. Let me find it.
And we're not xenophobic poop heads like the rest of town.
Free bird. Is it Alma? ALMA?
ALMA, yep.
Okay.
Like the town here in Kansas that makes cheese.
Would I know that as a particularly
Big
male
cheese.
or female name?
It could be pretty unisex.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and this person's their outfit and the fact that their face is completely covered, you're not able to.
Yeah.
Discern,
The old
yeah.
Terry.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. There's a piece of information that I think you all could use.
It's that ghosts are contagious, and now we're both ghosts.
Yes!
No.
New character class.
Yeah. Woo. Roll to woo.
Somebody's coming.
You have one stat. Woo!
Woo.
It's number 7.
I dump all my skill points into it. Woo.
That's
I actually
good.
roll 12 dice when I roll. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's great.
We should just make an RPG just like that, where it's like ooh and like boogity boogity, and then like other things.
Blah, blah, blah. I want to suck
Blah.
your blood.
So-
Your blah skill.
Blah.
Your boo skill.
As a thank you, Alma shares this one sentence with you. The road to Napola's last resting place is shown at the midnight hour of the full moon.
Okay. The road to Napola. Napola.
Nepola.
Napola.
Final
Napola's
resting
last resting place is shown at midnight in the light of the full moon.
Yep.
Okay.
I look up at the moon. What kind of moon we got going tonight, Chuck?
Give me a
Werewolf test.
werewolf test. I'm gonna roll a D66,
Oh.
and I'm
That's
just
another
gonna
one of the
make
things in the new
something
RPG,
off.
Jeff.
Ow.
We'll say
No list.
you've got a handful of days till the next full moon.
Okay. Well, I think with that we can thank him and get back on the red path.
Which is over there. I know you can't see
Oh,
it.
thank you.
It's right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
The
We head
white
back.
lane is for loading and unloading only.
Oh.
I've had enough of this.
This
white
is a
lane.
non-parking zone.
I kind of feel like today's subtitle is Red Path and Beyond.
Parked vehicles will be towed.
Right.
But,
That's good.
yeah.
Red path and beyond. It's fantastic.
Oh no.
Thank you for sending that.
Yep. It's in the, if you go into the journal, there's a folder, Legends and Notes. There is a player's notes folder item that you all can keep notes in.
Oh, nice.
You can also expand the Legends folder, and I'm keeping all the legends that you come across in there.
Would we know who Napola is? Like I'm already like disengaging because I'm not going to ask this person this question.
You can
Perhaps
give a
if you-
lore test.
Perhaps if you talk to me, I might know.
Yeah, and maybe ask the minstrel about the Alma.
Speaking of, I'll ask Dan again. Are they doomed yet?
They look okay still, I think.
You can actually see that they're heading back your direction.
Shoot him.
But the shadows weirdly make it look like a Marzon is murdering me.
Oh,
Shoot him.
Okay.
when in
We
doubt,
head
just
back.
shoot them.
I'm gonna shoot with my finger guns. Pow pow.
We head
Yeah,
on back.
you head on back. Share your knowledge, Dan, if you want to make that lore test.
Sure. See if I can't botch this yet.
Oh, you do get a success.
I feel like just because I need some willpower, I'm gonna push for more.
Okay. Now, pushing for more is not always something you can do.
Okay.
You can only push for more if there is a benefit of having more successes.
Okay.
One, you don't get any willpower, but two, you get a little more information. Let me get the actual information. So Napola was, and actually let me just beat, and then Count Napola was the kind of like the leader, the military leader in this area. And when the sorcerer Ziogfair was attacking and invading the land and fighting off King, actually, Ziogfair was, and you would know still is, the leader, the ruler of the Forbidden Lands. When Ziogfair, before they vanished and before the Blood Mist came along, was defending from King Algarod invading the Forbidden Lands, Count Napola was demanded from Ziogfair to attack Algarod and push back the invaders. But Napola decided to stay neutral in it. And because of that, faced all of Ziogfair's wrath.
Mm.
And so that's the information that you have on that person.
Okay. So they were a decent person, at least.
Well, they chose not to fight. I mean, you can gather what information you have off of that.
Of course, I don't know what the perception is of Yoke there, if they're considered evil or not.
It's... Most people don't have a strong opinion. Ziogfair is worshipped by the Rust brothers as an emissary of the gods Rust and Heme.
Okay. So they're kind of neutral at large, though.
Give or take. I mean, Ziogfair does have a reputation of being a terrible sorcerer who battled long and hard against the demons that were flooding the land and Algarod when Algarod attacked the land. Now, dwarves and elves have a more negative opinion because Ziogfair themselves were also invaders to Ravenland, and in fact, Ziogfair was the one who kind of broke the pact between the original human settlers and the elves and the dwarves.
Okay.
So there's no clean-cut lines here.
Fair enough.
It's got a very complicated and messy history.
Lawful good does not exist in this setting.
Yeah. So, we got, 35-ish minutes left to go in the session.
Mm-hmm. Would we know when a full moon's coming?
A couple of days.
Okay.
Okay.
How far away is? Let me go to the world map. How far away is it to get to
Candlekeep?
Candlekeep? Yeah, is it a couple days? Like, would we have enough time to go do something there and come back?
Each quarter day's travel
Is a hex.
Each quarter day's travel is 2 hexes.
2 hexes. Oh.
So you could get there. That's 1, 2. You could get there in a day.
I
So
am
we'd have to
committed
get there
to
and then come back.
brewmastering tomorrow.
And I think if you're going to travel to another place, the whole group should be together.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll spend one more day here
Yeah, we'll just
doing a
basic
few more
work.
random tasks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. And I'll go ahead and put it. The next full moon we're going to call it 4 days, just to give you guys a little bit of wiggle room. So you spend the next day Bellari, if you could give me another survival test, because I feel that fits the best with preparing foods and drinks.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a 2 bonus. So roll me 2
Oh.
extra d6s on that for Bidor's assistance on this. Oh, there's if you want to give one more d6. Yeah, so you got 2
One more.
successes. The brew that you come up with is not as good, but it is still very good on its own.
Okay.
I
Not
mean,
a perfect match, but it's still better than.
it's
what's
still better
been
than
currently
anything they've
around.
got in town. So yeah, you
But
earn your
that
5
may be
silver.
a matter of precision in the brewing.
Right. And I mean, yeah, over time, it may be refined and become better on its own. But for a first attempt, you got damn close. So,
Nice.
It's a good knockoff cologne, is what it is.
yeah. So
Name it something that's close, but not quite exactly right.
you all,
O'Day.
yeah, you all kind of spend the rest of the day preparing for, travels tomorrow. Any supplies you all need to pick out. I do want to remind you that you do need to eat a ration of food and you do need to drink a ration of water every day, or you risk becoming hungry or thirsty, which can have negative. And I'll just go ahead and put conditions so you can read what those conditions do if you don't meet the requirements to hold them off.
Yep.
So I've got a D10 food die and a D8 water die. Is that
that's-
just for me, or can that help the group?
You can share with the group, but every
Okay.
person you share with, you reduce the die size by 1.
Okay.
So your D10, the way it would work is every day you roll that D10. If it comes up a 1, it reduces by 1
Okay.
to a D8. And D6 is the last one. So if you have a D6 and you roll a 1, you're all out of that.
Okay.
I'll buy
was
like
gonna
one
go-
more ration, like just because I assume that would like bump me up to a die size.
Yeah, what die size are you on right now?
I'm already on 2. I'm on D10s for both food and water.
So that would take you to a D12 if you buy
Yeah.
another.
How
Now
much would
there-
that cost?
There is an upper limit. It's in the gear and it's going to be in trade goods.
I'm trying to look it up too here.
Common services. That'll be in trade
Field
goods.
rations cost a silver.
Ooh.
Yeah. A water skin is 3 silver. I think you all have water skins. Field rations,
I'll just chance it
1
then.
silver.
I'm at a D10. We're only going to be traveling for 1 day. I'll be
Yeah.
okay.
But the thing is too is you guys can, while you're out there, you can forage, you can hunt, you can look for water. Any food you find out there, you will need to prepare before you can, consume it and treat it as a ration. But you're not entirely out of luck if you run out in the field. So pretty much
Okay.
every day you need to devote 1/4 of the day to resting. 2/4 of the day are marching. Any more than that, you're going to wear yourself out, leaving you another quarter of the day that you can use for, whatever activities you want to take on.
Okay.
So next day, the day after that, if you're buying supplies, please do so. And then we can go ahead and head on out. I have a cheat sheet for traveling.
I want to go back to the tannery real quick and see if I get anything from the tannery since I'm not going and buying anything.
Yeah. What do you want to pick up?
Oh, craft. No, I want to help him.
Oh, okay. That day. I guess that's true. Well, Melissa, while you're making beer, if anyone else wants to get another day's work in, please go ahead and roll that
Get
same
more
roll.
money.
Whoops.
You can
I'll try
push.
for that.
I'll push it. Why not?
I'll try that penny for Bob again.
Sure.
There we
Alright.
go.
Hey, there
So,
we go.
Jen, you would have 2 willpower from that. You take 2 points of damage in whatever that is you rolled.
Do I take it for the first one or after I push?
Pushing. So you initially
Okay.
you rolled.
Is it like compiled? Does it all roll
is.
down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of builds
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Cool. So I got 1 success and two failure.
And what skill was that you were rolling, or what attribute?
Strength.
Strength. So you take 2 points of strength damage.
Okay. And then I'm going
you
to
get
sleep
2
on it.
willpower. Yeah, 2 willpower from that. Jeff, you get you 5 copper. Friendin, did you push? You're muted.
Yeah, I did. It's 2 damage and 2 successes.
Okay.
How are you guys rolling pushed ones? Because I can see pushed.
There's
It's up
a-
at the top of the character sheet. There's a little
Yeah.
skull and a push button.
Over by the
Thank you.
controls. Yep.
So yeah, if you just
I'll
push
do that
that,
next
it'll
time.
stack it all up. So I guess everyone accounts. If you got 2 successes or more, you get a silver.
Oh, it's 1.
If you get 1 success, it's 5 copper, and account for any damage that you have. That night you'll rest up, and then we're ready to do some traveling. So I'll show you the little travel cheat sheet. So everyone's got a hike. You need to pick out someone who's going to lead the way, and you need to pick out someone who's going to keep watch. So,
Wasn't Bellari really good at scouting things?
Lead the way is a
Or lead the
survival
way.
test,
Survival.
modified by
Okay.
Pathfinder.
Which I do have.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll a lead the way test. And actually, you have to roll a lead the way test every time you enter a new hex. So that'll be 1, 2. You'll need to roll that actually twice. Yeah,
Okay. And then what happens with my 2 ranks of Pathfinder?
that's a bonus.
Okay,
if I'm
so
correct.
that's a 2 bonus to the survival roll.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, if you got 2 ranks, it's a +2 bonus.
All right. Two
Oh.
successes.
2 successes. Yeah. So yeah, no problem. You get them there. Who's going to be keeping watch? Keep watch is a
Scouting, I believe.
scouting. Yes, scouting.
I am bad at that.
I could do a keep watch. I've got like
Actually,
I would
5-ish.
roll
I
roll
have
4
5
total
in
on it.
wits. No
Ooh.
skill ranks in scouting though.
actually, hang on.
3 wits, 2 scouting.
You don't roll scouting yet. I roll to see if a random encounter happens, and if it does happen, you can make a
Roll
scouting
scouting
test
instead.
to see if you detect it first. So everyone else just hikes, so there's no big deal. Your lead the ways are fine, so I just need to roll for random encounters. Okay. So Jen, why don't you go ahead and give me a scouting roll?
I'm gonna push it.
Sure. Absolutely.
Whip. Nope.
So that's 2 willpower, and that's going to be 2 points of damage to what skill was that?
Wits.
Wits.
Mhm.
Luckily, the item, the encounter, is not. It's not something that's actively hunting.
It would have been
you.
something cool.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye out for that bear that I want. Maybe I missed a bear,
Oh, that's right.
like a
You
prime
do-
baby bear
Barely
cub
missed it.
You barely
that I
missed
could
it.
have raised. Put on my baby bear yarn in front of me.
You
Did you
all.
say no, Dan, to that?
I said, "Oh no."
You all, as you're
No.
traveling, and it would actually be in the second
It was good.
hex
Man,
you're
don't get
moving
me
through.
wrong.
And actually, I can go ahead and put these things down. I'm going to kind of highlight those to show hexes that you traveled through. Because once you travel through a hex, you no longer need to roll lead the way.
That's cool.
So that way we can also kind of, keep track of where all you've been.
handy.
So as you're all traveling along, and Bellaria, you would kind of notice this first, seeing as you're kind of, trailblazing here. There's a strange formation. It's a larger formation, maybe like 6 feet tall, of just stacked rocks. At first you thought like, oh, it's a weird hill. You get closer, and you realize it's like a cairn of some kind, like a burial site. How are you going to handle this? How's the group of you going to handle this once you see it?
So I will probably go to the folklore master of the group and see if there's any kind of known kind of burial sites in this area?
Sure. I can make a test for that if we
Sure,
want.
yeah. If you want to roll lore,
Ooh.
you can push if you
Let
want.
me. Yeah, let's.
No.
Oh,
Wow.
You
Nothing.
do take 2 points of damage to that attribute.
2 or 1.
I'm sorry, 1. Yeah, 1 point of damage. And you get a
Okay.
willpower, so congratulations.
you got something?
Yeah. Yeah. I
We
don't
know
know
nothing.
anything though.
It's a bunch of stuff.
And here you all were worried about not having any willpower.
Look at all these rocks.
Can I try to roll that? Because I have decent lore. But
yeah,
like,
if you want to.
know, if you don't want to do it, I'll get
No,
it.
I'll let you take
I
a shot
I
at
have
it.
2 ranks in lore, so I was going to
Yeah.
try.
Oh, cool.
Perhaps it might be in a song or something.
I'll push.
Yeah.
Boy,
Oh,
this pile of rocks does not want us to know
This
anything
is the
about
most. This is the most stubborn pile of rocks ever.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll roll it, even though I'm not even any good at
If
it.
Adam were
Sure.
here, he'd be having fits.
Yeah.
Dumb.
it.
I'm not pushing it because I'm not any good at it.
Well, actually, Jake, it's safe for you to push it
Why?
because attribute dice, or is it skill dice? Which one doesn't
Other
have
way
ba-
around.
skill
the red,
dice?
It's the red ones. The skill die that don't have anything.
Okay, never mind, Jake. You could risk taking damage in this, so
Yes, I could.
You are not safe.
you are not safe. But as you're all kind of moving past this, you do see glints of looks like metal kind of in between some of the rocks.
Can I give the lore a whirl just to see?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank God.
Hey,
You go to all of us, and you knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
She's just trying to put
I
us
don't
out.
want to do
by being
all
like,
of the
I
rolls.
know it.
Yeah. So yeah, you would
Going
pick up.
off
You know,
on us.
there was a lot of battles in this area. Kind of in this area was, especially with Weatherstone, not far from here, is where you know, a lot of the battles for King Algarod when he was invading Ravenland, and Zeogfair's forces collided. And actually, the Hollows is one of the largest burial plots from that war. But it's not uncommon to find other, you know, grave spots throughout the countryside here. The fact that this is such a large cairn, and it seems to be pretty well, you know, put together. This cairn's probably, you know, like 400 years old.
Yeah, I share that information. I feel like it's one of those things where like, no, I think it was this. No, I think it was this.
Actually,
No, I think it was
I
this.
was
And
wrong
then
on that.
after
It probably
talking, I'm like, oh.
probably be like closer to like 200 years old, and it's still standing well. So it was probably, you know, someone of note, someone who had servants or troops under them who took the time to
Mhm.
bury whoever's here. But kind of, you know, that's what you would get off of that. Now, if you all want to inspect it closer, you can. But I will just point out that you do notice, you know, in the daylight sun, there's glints of metal coming in from between some of the rocks.
I'm fine not dicking with it.
Okay.
Anybody good at being sneaky and agile?
I'm good at neither of those things, despite being named Steely Dan.
I'm
The
a
reason
little
you got the nickname was because they caught you too many times.
This
Fair.
could be. This could be.
I'm surprisingly stealthy for a man of the coin. It helps me steal things from competitors. What can I say? I'm quite stealthy.
Did I spell that right?
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
like,
say yes.
one of my things was stole from the wrong person, so.
I've got good sleight of hand and decent stealth. I roll 6 for stealth and 8 for sleight of hand. So,
Yeah, eight's pretty good.
all right. So, want me to go ahead and roll that then, the sleight of hand group?
I
Yeah.
don't
Why
think
are you
anybody
rolling a
else is
sleight of
better.
hand?
Oh, I thought there was a call for it. That's why.
I thought we
Dan
could get to the metal piece inside the stone.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're doing? You're going to go check it out? If you're checking it out, well, I don't think you need to necessarily roll sleight of hand on this.
Okay.
You just need to move up and take a closer look.
Oh, I like shiny things. They could be sold. I'm going.
Yeah. So you move up, you take a look, and you actually see it's bits of silver and gold jewelry kind of tucked into the crannies of this cairn between the rocks.
Part of it's like a wishing well sort of thing where people put things here as tribute perhaps.
Now, a lot of this stuff, it is kind of have some, moss growing around it. It looks like it's all been here for a very long time. It's kind of weather worn. You doing anything with that information?
I mean, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't examine it further or like even pick it up, like, and look
Sure.
at it.
Yeah, you start, picking up some very nice jewelry. Definitely looks like noble craftsmanship, like master craftsmanship style stuff.
Being that
I'll
it's
lean
part of
over
a
to
cairn.
Steely Dan and ask, "Do you think he's doomed yet?"
He might be. Seeing as how well crafted this is and how obvious it is and that this stuff is still here.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's doomed.
he's doomed.
What I was gonna say is, being as it's a cairn and I know what those are, I'm not trying to steal anything. I am just examining it and looking at it closely to see if there's any commonality between it or if it seems deliberately placed. Like, just trying to get a sense of, is this what
It's-
people do here?
You would definitely get a feel. It's kind of, tributes to the dead kind of thing. Long dead tributes or long gone tributes. So, what you would probably pick up though is if there's this kind of treasure on the outside, imagine what might be on the inside.
Curses and death.
Can we get like a lore check on what it's like to deface a resting place of somebody?
Sure.
Sure.
So is it a tomb or a cairn?
It's
Like,
a
is it-
cairn.
Okay.
My
It's
goodness.
a big stack of rocks over a dead person.
There we go. I've
Okay.
got.
Okay.
I pushed for 2 successes on my opinion of rating the dead.
Well, you would definitely know. It's never in good. It's it would be kind of considered almost taboo, but it's definitely grave robbing is definitely a thing. So,
I say we don't do this. This doesn't feel right.
but also you do know, just coming from the hollows, that the dead aren't always as dead as they should be.
Not to mention, we've been a surprisingly moral company so far. We helped out the dead people, even though it was like a bad idea. We didn't kill the lady, even though it could have been profitable. Like, we've been doing pretty right things. I don't feel like
The
we're those
undead
people.
are the only not bad people.
Exactly.
So
Why would
far.
we want to mess with them?
They even played us a nice song and hung
They
out.
did.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a good idea.
I
Yeah.
feel like it goes against our current.
Okay. So you
direction.
all move on past that. I don't have a scene set up for Candlekeep because it's a real tiny settlement.
Okay.
You move up to it. It's a wooden palisade. There's a gate on there. There's a guard. He sees you all coming. He gives a wave like, "Oh, are you here for business?
Why? Yes,
Of course.
indeed.
Well, come on
Always.
in. Feel free to put your feet up for the night at let me make sure I get the right words here. Put your feet up for the night at the Grumpy Horse. They've got some
Sticky
great
wick.
beer.
Oh,
Sorry.
nothing. Never mind.
Some great beer and despite the name, the veggie mush is absolutely delicious.
Interesting. Well, we might have an interesting business proposition for them too. So
Okay. Well, if you want to talk business, you should go talk to Amelia. She can usually be found in the Grumpy Horse. She's the leader here, and she takes care of facilitating all trade.
What's her
sounds like
name
a
again?
plan.
Amelia. It's her full name is Amelia Leathers.
What was the name of the bar again?
The name of the bar is the
Grumpy
Grumpy
Horse.
Horse, and it's an inn,
Grumpy Horse.
inn in a bar. So they can put you up for the night if you want to pay.
This is just like a guard or something like that?
Yep, just a guard.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw the name of the fisherman's son out. I think it was Bryn.
Bryn?
It's like we had an old friend of ours might have passed through about a month or so ago. Wondered if you might have seen him, and then I'll offer some generic
Oh.
description.
Yeah. Bryn, he's like, yeah, Bryn was here. He stayed for a little bit. He kept talking about going to go check out Weatherstone, but honestly, I think he was scared off by the threat of the dead that live inside there. But he ended up traveling south. I think he was talking about trying to go make his fortune down in Ravenhole. But I wouldn't recommend that.
Oh yeah, well, what's wrong with Ravenhold?
Let me get the information on
My
Ravenhole.
grandmother's from Ravenhold. She's not. Just...
Well, it's well, it used to be a dwarven settlement until the ogres came and took it over.
Never mind, my grandmother was from Ravenhold, apparently. Okay.
And actually, I can go ahead and I can drop a legend for Ravenhole for you in the chat. But you would pick up, it said that the dwarves mined all the blue marble to be found in Ravenhole Quarry and then left the site, at which time the ogres moved in. One thing is certain, every full moon a din rises from the immense stone cauldron, a noise that causes animals to stampede for miles around. No one in their right mind approaching Ravenhole while the ogres hold their wild feast. So yeah, the ogres live there now, and every full moon they throw a giant party. It's kind of a shady place, but you know, if you're wanting to meet up with shady people and make a few coins, it's a place to go.
Well, thank you for the information.
And actually, I can go ahead. I'll get the Ravenhole legend plugged in and put in that folder here shortly too. But if you're all on the map, I'm pinging where it's at on Ravenhole. It's kind of straight south a little ways.
Sure.
So we could actually get there before the next full moon.
The full moon is in what, 3 days?
3 days, yeah.
So yeah, there's a chance you can make it to Ravenhole for the next ogre party.
Yeah, but we may not make it back in time to find the path to whatever.
We have to make a choice. Oh man.
So with the whole path thing,
we don't know it's necessarily in that town.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we don't, but that's where we learned the rumor. So.
But if we're focusing on fixing, like doing whatever's happening in Ravenhole, we're likely not going to be able to follow the path to Napola,
right?
To Napola's tomb or whatever it is.
And plus, it sounds like that's just a banger of a party. That's what they do.
And we have booze. I mean,
maybe
that's
probably
the place.
won't be
Coin?
turned into zombies there.
Yeah.
All right. So at least we have a lead on the fishermen, so that we could, if we go back to the Hollows.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, will there be a bonfire at this ogre party?
He's like, I've never been there. I don't know, but I don't see why there wouldn't be. Partying with ogres sounds a little more dangerous than what I'm looking for in my life.
Eh.
I have heard they're pretty
middle-age hump.
Yeah, I have heard they're pretty welcoming of orcs and goblins there, so I'm sure they'd greet you all with open arms.
There we go.
Someday,
Pitchforks.
Osborne will get you a bonfire.
Get myself a bonfire. Nobody will see it coming.
Just sets the entire land on fire. It's just one giant bonfire.
It's everything's on fire, bonfire.
Ragnarok has come, and it's a bonfire.
Yeah.
Hey, but we'll have some great marshmallows before we die.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
There you go. I've got
Business time at the Grumpy Grump.
Yeah.
Grumpy horse.
Grumpy horse. He would give you one final warning, like, hey, when you go to the Grumpy horse, watch out for oh my gosh, where did I put that name?
Bats.
Bats.
that darn cat.
I'm a bat.
Darn cat.
I'm a bat.
Whee!
There it is. Watch out for Lumgall. Listen, the inn, it's named after Lumgall. Lumgall is a grumpy son of a bitch, but makes great veggie mush. So,
Is he a horse too?
no, he's an orc.
You don't say.
I do say.
One of us.
I have been known to be an orc.
I see that.
I wrote down in my notes, a Lumgall is the grumpy horse, but he's not a horse. He's an orc.
Yeah.
He's the grumpy
false advertisement.
I'd like to roll on a D6 rumor table to see if Urza is actually an orc. I didn't notice this entire time.
What? This is where
Oh my
our
gosh.
own inner party racism comes out.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think so.
She's so
Wait,
well
what?
behaved.
Oh my gosh.
PvP
no.
occurs.
Oh, no,
Wow.
Jeff. Oh no.
Wow.
That's what I just
As
said.
opposed
Wow.
to what? Wait.
Listen, I get the joke Jeff was laying out.
I know, I do too. I just
That was funny. All right. You all head into Candlekeep. It's a small, like I said, it's mainly, you know, a couple of warehouses, a couple of houses, and an inn. Like there's populations maybe like 20 to 30 at most. Yeah, you see it's the largest, nicest building. The grumpy horse. It's got a crude painting on the side in front of it of a very angry horse. You all head in.
Be right back. I'll have my headphones on.
Okay. So you head in. You see there's a handful of people drinking here. The thing that three things kind of jump out at you. One, a very cranky looking older male orc behind the bar serving drinks. A woman, middle-aged, very handsome woman sitting in the corner drinking. She sees you all enter, and she immediately stands up and waves you over to her. And then you see sitting at a bar is what looks like a hunter who's just looks like they've had the shit beat out of them, kind of licking their wounds over a mug of ale.
Couple people who feel like they need to sample some beer.
But yeah, the woman definitely, she waves you over and she's like, "Hey, I'm Amelia. We new travelers. Welcome to the Candlekeep."
Oh, thank you for having us. We're fresh out of the Hollows. Looking
Oh
for
yeah. I
perhaps
wish they
some
were a little more
business.
open for business, because
Well,
we were working on that. All of us.
exactly.
Oh.
We've made some inroads there.
We've
And
come with some business for you from there.
well, I am all about it. Lumgold, bring us some beer. And she
nope, that's fine. We brought our own, and I'll slap the cast down.
and she's like, "Is this Yawim's?
It is indeed, madam.
He's
You're
finally
well
willing to
informed.
open up trade?"
Well,
Some complications to that. It's more polymers willing to open up with some trade.
What? That
gone
old
straight to the
bailiff,
top.
that old jail keeper's finally well, it's a cold day in hell today.
Yeah,
I'll hold
we're
up a
working
silver
straight
coin
from the
and
top.
I'll reflect some light off of it, and I'll say she has seen the light.
All right. Well, let's get a tap in this, and let's do some drinking while we talk over business details.
I will produce the crappy old Willie Nelson guitar. Might I serenade the crowd with a bit of a tune?
I would
perhaps?
be absolutely thrilled.
And I'll start.
Immediately, my knuckles tense, like, oh no.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, give me that performance test.
Oh, please. The one thing I got. It's all I have in life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
There you go. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
All right. Let's see.
You have the success that you require.
Okay. You actually get a couple people toss you a couple copper, so you get 2 copper from playing.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
That I'm wearing a hat.
So we can hammer out the details of business next session, because we got about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We can I think this is a good place to stop the story. We can go through some pluggables, but first off, what do y'all think of this session?
I enjoyed
Good,
it.
honestly.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
We managed to not have to fight anybody. Which
No
is good
combat.
for me.
Yeah.
no combat, which is very
Still no bear.
no bear
Still no
yet.
bear.
I've got some surprises for you in the near future. So
Don't make it a bear person, because I'll have a hard time riding something
No,
that
he's
like
got
talks
a bear.
to me.
He's got a bear package coming for you.
Oh,
He's got a very good idea.
badbergen.com.
No.
Oh no!
No. No.
Maybe
No.
the cairn, like the grave, was a dead bear, and it was
It was
actually
a bear.
cairn. I was getting there.
He was a baron. Ooh, I like
There I
it.
had was
Wait,
laying the
that
ground.
was
there.
good.
Why it goes in the
Everybody
baby
else
Bjorn.
was already
I'm
with-
sorry,
Baby
we
Bear.
all were inspired.
Everyone
Yeah.
got there immediately. Yeah.
We're all so like ruined by pun brain at this
Yeah.
point.
We are mind
I just
melding,
felt like the
too.
setup was needed. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Told a
Good.
story. We just jumped to the conclusion.
Yeah,
Just sneak them in there, you know.
Yeah.
We're like, and he died,
Pausing all
right?
this
And he died.
wordplay.
Yeah.
And he died, right? And he died. Yeah, he died. You just jumped to the end of the
He's a
story.
dead. He's a dead bear.
He's dead bear.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good
We were so
session.
excited for where you're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, you guys got some good story points out there. You actually did more investigating than what I was thinking. So you got the book recommends one rumor a night or one legend a night or session, and you all
We
got
pushed that.
3, which
We're
is
averaging
fantastic.
so high.
Listen, you still got travel to do to get there, so
Yeah.
you know.
And I'll admit, I feel like that's what I got to push for with my character because
Yeah. Listen, there's plenty of
Rumor,
chances
is
for us to
there-
kill your characters.
Is there any chance after a session like this, it's more story driven, that experience points are given out, or is it more of like a just when we're in combat?
No, you get experience
No,
points for
there's
tonight.
Okay.
experience points
I
every
was
night.
curious. I'm
But-
just curious.
I don't know if there's any of the XP questions that are revolving combat.
I think it's mostly
There's
narrative.
some that are like put yourself at risk for
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
right.
Yeah. Let me open
and that
up
might be hard to do without
my
combat.
player's
Do you
handbook.
drive the story forward?
Yeah, let's see.
My
where
color blindness
is-
did.
I don't know. Dwarf walking into a bar where they hate dwarfs. I don't know.
You
You
did
did
put
put
yourself
yourself
at
at
risk.
Yeah.
Bellari did not. Bellari
Well,
did outside.
let's go ahead and let's go through the XP question. So everyone get ready to tally up your XP for the night.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Did you participate in the session? You get 1 XP.
Yes, I wrote my name at the top of the paper.
There you go. Did you travel through at least 1 hex on the game map that you had not visited before? That's
so
also
good.
yes.
Yes.
Did indeed.
We're doing good, everybody.
Right,
Did
yeah.
you discover a new adventure site? Yes,
couple.
you actually
Yeah.
discovered 3. We're just
We
going
get
to call 1 point for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you defeat 1 or more monsters? That's a no.
Okay.
Well, not a monster.
mean,
no.
The
The
monster of racism.
Yeah.
Hey, did
Oh,
we kill
listen, that is a
Yes.
good argument.
Defeat.
Wait, defeat. It just says defeat.
Just as
You all defeated the monster of racism tonight, so
Oh my god!
we'll call it a point.
defeat.
Did you all find treasure? I'm going to say that's a no. You all made money,
We found treasure,
but you
we-
didn't take
left
it.
it there.
Yeah, we left it there.
Did you build any function in your stronghold? No, we haven't even started looking at stronghold. Did you activate your pride? One of you did.
I
Yeah.
did.
Bellari, you
Listen.
get a point for your pride. Did you succeed on that?
Yes.
You did.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Because if you don't, you lose your pride. Oh, that's right. You got an 11, so that was fantastic.
Yep.
Did you suffer from your dark secret? That's a no for today. No one that came into path. Did you risk your life for another PC?
I did spend my money.
Um,
Oh, is that your secret?
My dark secret is your person is often empty, for you spend silver as swiftly as you obtained it.
how much money do you have on you right now?
I had 2 silver, and oh no, I don't even know. What's the exchange rate from copper to silver?
I don't know.
10.
It's a 10. I hope it's 10.
Oh shoot. Okay, then I had 1 silver, 1 copper, and I spent. Yeah, never
Not
mind.
all
I'll figure
of
it out.
it. It's
Yeah,
burning a
you
hole.
got to move all. You got to
Oh.
burn all of it.
Because I bought the beer, so it depends on whether you reimburse me for the beer or not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, then I spent all my silver.
Okay. Do you have any money?
None.
Then you get a point for that. Did you
I bought
risk
a
your
tent.
life for another PC? I'm going to say no. It was a pretty low threat night. Did you perform any kind of extraordinary action?
We listened to 20 minutes of a ghost playing
Yeah,
a banjo.
That first
I
concert.
feel like Waits did, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Three
yeah.
successes.
You did not. All right, I'll tell you
That was
what.
good.
Here's what we're
his-
going to do.
His playing opened the way to establishing trade between.
I am going to
different cities,
award
so.
4 of you points here for this. Jeff for that awesome performance. Brendan and Jen for actually wandering out at night into a village of dead and making a friend. And then Jen for reverse engineer, not Jen, Melissa for reverse engineering a beer recipe to try and make this town a little more financially stable.
I want to back up.
What?
Alma is my friend. You said we made a friend.
You didn't.
I'm writing it down. I'm
Okay.
writing it down.
I
Alma
won't
is my
argue with
friend.
that.
Yes.
I won't
Yes!
argue with that.
We have a ghost friend.
Ghost friend.
So,
We were friendly. We talked.
you all, those are the XP questions.
Sweet.
You all have freedom to spend. Listen, I know the rules is written as you have to find someone to train you in a talent.
Sure.
Unless it's a magic spell, I'm not super thrilled on that. Because, I mean, we've got enough material to cover as it is without having to go out
There's
on
something
many
like
adventures.
you have to pass a
And
wits
a
check to
sensei
learn
for
the talent.
poisoning.
Sort of.
I'm kicking those
Practice
rules
it.
out the door. Spend your XP how you want it. As long as it's not a magic spell. Just,
Okay.
I'm going to presume that you all spend some time practicing and get it figured out. Oh, hey, Bert. Thanks for coming
Hey,
by.
Bert, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Bert.
It's Bert.
So yeah, XP. Spend your XP or save it. It's
my
up
gosh.
to you. Yeah, great session. We'll go through real quick and talk about what we're doing for Defenders of Kobold. Today is Saturday. Sunday night, you can catch Jeff, Bert, Friendon, and I over on Notorious DMG for some more Shadowrun, which I am hyped about. Monday night, I'll let you talk about it. It's your little horse. Tuesday, I think we're kicking off Tales from the Flood that Matt's running. I think
Things
that's
from the
gonna
Flood. Yeah.
Things
yeah.
from the Flood. That's
Is
it.
that on Tuesday?
That's on
Oh, I'm
Tuesday.
so excited.
And I
Oh
think
my
that's
God.
going to be here on Free League. I'm not 100% on that. Matt can clarify.
It's in the channel, hopefully.
Yeah. Wednesday, we were going to be doing Cyberpunk Red. I'm not going to be available, so we're going to be kicking that back a week or 2 weeks. So nothing on Wednesday, nothing on Thursday. Friday, we'll be back on Zweihander for the finale of A Bitter Harvest. And then Saturday, we'll be over on Goodman Games for a continuation of our Hex Crawl. Jeff or Melissa, if you guys want to talk about Lollygaggers.
Yeah. So Melissa, myself, and Ashley are gonna be playing a game in about 2 hours, actually, called Cobwebs over on our own channel, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. So you can follow that and you can get some of our alien content and other things. And then, like Chuck said, on Monday, here on the Free League Publishing channel, you can find a few of us playing Vesson. It's at 9 Central. And yeah, that's the stuff. And plus Thursdays, every Thursday on Zweihander RPG. You can catch a bunch of us playing Zweihander.
There you go. Also, we got a zine out, Dan Dies in the End, on sale for 50 cents on DriveThruRPG. So just give that a little Google. Go buy a copy. I think I still got my copy right here. Yeah, right there. Dan Dies in the End. Great zine. Best 50 cents you'll ever spend. We've actually made headway with getting print on demand. So, eventually we'll have it print on demand.
Get it while it's still 50 cents.
Yeah.
Once we get accepted.
Once we get the print copy up, I'm kicking it back up to its full $4. So, and print copy will be $9 or $10. So,
Bert does raise an interesting point. We probably should kill Dan at the end of every game.
Dan, rocks fall.
Oh no, I had a plan for this. I realized I got a dagger so I can have a poison dagger on me at all times.
Oh, okay. You accidentally poisoned yourself.
And I just kill myself with my poison dagger. Oops.
Just like cutting your meat and you just slip. God.
Damn it.
Well, I just cut it with the wrong knife and I eat poison.
Yeah. That's it. All right. So that's the show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks for more of this right here, 1 p.m. Central. Come check Jeff, Melissa, myself, Dan out on Monday here as well. Yeah, that's it. I'm signing off. So until we see you next time, I got to find the right mouse so I can actually close the thing. Until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and tip your bartenders. Deuces. And